Internet, it is me again. We will I would be lying if I say we will finish chapter 13. But we will hopefully make good progress. Like, it was 21 stages. It is what it is, but we did get a cool mirages last time. And also, Amiya tried to get kidnapped. Me, the doctor, heroically saved her life. It's kind of funny that a game goes out of the way to tell you, your doctor did like nothing, but it actually bought enough time. And now we'll just need to reconvene with our friends. We ignore this team once more. I did not look at the map at this point, but
부정을 정화하고 사람을 현혹시키는 도끼를 쫓아냅시다. Honestly,
결말은 정해졌다.
other than it having bomb,
저들은 그것을 아직
which
내다보지 못하고
might be a
있어.
big negative for some people. This one shouldn't be too bad. Like, ideally we maybe make the bomb blow up like here. So let's just...
모두
Oh,
계산대로.
that is a very quick bomb coming. Actually... Oh, you had still more blocked than one. I'm stupid. Okay, nobody saw that it's early in the stream. That's the streamer's privilege. Okay. Early bomb might hurt.
전원, 규율은 제대로 지키도록.
How do we best do it then? I guess we start with a myrtle.
결말은 정해졌다.
Myrtles.
그러나 저들은 그것을 아직
Oh, you get
내다보지
shot from
못하고
there?
있어.
That's also kind of rude. Oh, I was still too... Oh, I was fucking too slow. I actually kinda did her job, if you think about it.
계산대로다.
I think now we kind of really need to blow those up. Otherwise,
잘못된 길을
we will have just too many explosions. There's gotta be... What the hell is this level? Okay,
우연히도 생각이 일지.
this might be indeed one of those hard ones.
후회하게 되리라. 결단을 내려라.
I guess get healing like here. I mean, I'm not sure if Oh, what the hell was that? Okay, this gonna be a fun one for sure.
4세대에선 늘 모든 상황에 대비하여 준비를 합니다. 그러니 뒷일은 제게 맡기시고 먼저 가시죠.
Enemies charge 6-day defense artillery more quickly. So yeah, that might be part of my problem with trying to establish a hold early, you know. Anchorage hangs over. That is not wrong. We could also banish it into this corner, but I'm not sure how to feel about
눈에 보이지 않습니다.
banishing the bomb into that
할 집안이
corner.
있다고 얕보지 않는 게 좋을 겁니다.
Maybe that is actually the more feasible thing, if I think about it. That does not like really, okay, that's... Well, I guess it doesn't really match the timer because the ticks still go up because of the goddamn enemies. That is kinda super rude.
내가
Okay.
격자를 상대할게. 출발.
Okay. We start with a myrtle. Everybody loves
저
myrtle.
녀석들이 재난을 낳고 전쟁을 일으킨 원인인가?
We basically put down a project that everybody loves. Project that.
실력발휘 해볼까?
Kaboom.
모두 계산대로다.
Now get one slash in that will speed this actually up.
모든 것을
I
묻어버리기를
hope.
기다리도록 하지.
뭐 제일 먼저 불러주자. 슈 애플파이.
And then tanks are cool. Guess I could even put you in this corner, but that feels like missing out on a little bit. I guess if I have maybe we do tank it here, that means at least we get rid of the explosive bossos.
모든 것을 묻어버리기를.
다들 이쪽으로 와.
Now we just quickly need to kill off as many of those things as possible. That feels so close. Okay. White explosion gotten. That's what's important.
무사히 돌아올 수 있으면 좋겠네.
Also have something like this maybe.
피치어로는 철거 녀석들이 복제 못할 거라고?
Like those drones are kinda
우연히도
scaring me a lot.
정부를 더럽힌
I will admit.
오늘도 잘 제거 확인.
We can freeze the hell out of this place.
들으십시오.
결단 내놈들은 정부를 더럽힌 것을
That's at least Silver Ash kinda really helps with those. If now only we actually would kill them. Oh, why? Because and I guess I cannot really position to keep Hoshiguma really alive.
우연히도
That's fine.
잘못된
That's why we
길을
have
의심치
more than one blocker. Getting her ass back. Probably pretty good
만일을
already.
위해서 한 번 더 묻는데 아름다운
Are there any
지옥의 파노라마 뷰 중에 뭘
goddamn like I forgot snipers? Are they just all called snipers? Yeah, are there any ranged units that actually get rid of
정부를
stealth?
더럽힌 것을
That could help a lot.
후회하게 되리라.
Yeah, probably at this point can replace Myrtle with something.
우연히도 생각이 일치해 모든 것을 묻어버리기를.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
Don't know exactly what it is we would want. But, I mean, when in doubt, even doing something like this will help actually a lot.
없다. 서둘러.
Silver Ash with quick redeploy is just so good.
諗好啦嘛？
우연히도 내놈들은 정부를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게
And yeah, I
되리라.
think we basically done it now. Beautiful.
결단은 얼음과 눈이 녹아
Only
사라져.
thing left is like one annoying drone. We have two slashes on you. You're dead.
일어난다.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, maybe it was not as hard as I made it out to be the first attempt, for sure. Oh wait, I also realized this is streaming to the wrong event on YouTube. I'm a great streamer. We can just change this mid-stream. That will probably work fine. Okay. Do you know what the coolest thing in the world is? Death? Neither total darkness, nor endless torment, nor a dark alley filled with murderers. It is when a gentle hand pulls you out of a nightmare, just as you thought it was over, and all the pain would come to an end. Only for you to realize that the salvation was just a cool joke, a brief respite before falling further into the darkness. Even greater suffering is gazing up on you with a stone's throw, and you are powerless before such mockery. Delphine, do you want to join us? The Duke of Windermere's coffin is being transported to the approaching battleships. Some of the refugees have taken it upon themselves to organize a funeral procession in their gratitude. Man. She keeps looking at the place where her mother had fallen, even though any trace of blood is long gone. No, I don't think it's great for her mental well-being to be here. They should... I guess realistically they cannot really get out of this war, but man. May not be a good idea to invite her now. I'm already starting to regret it. Can you thank them for me, Vina? I want to stay here a while longer. What did they say to you? Nothing. I'll just stay for a little longer and cool my head. The sword guards boarded the late arriving escort fleet. Most of them kept silent while the nobles panicked. A moment's weakness when I tried to help that soldier. Vampire reached out his hand, but it was an obvious trap or not. Mother was wounded because of it. Okay, don't blame yourself. Broken formation and fallen soldiers. Sword guards do not defend their duke. The only goal is to fulfill their mission. But they face a foe powerful beyond their imagination. Delphine. The staff officers think there was too much personal sentiment in this reckless operation. They never supported it. Yeah, there's gonna be an uphill battle for Delphine for basically staying in command for her house, right? Like, okay, not everyone, but so many people just blame the death of her mother on her and the whole operation. Like, a lot of more people than just the mother died, right? That's gonna be fun. They must believe that I'm the reason mother died. No. Fuck, I hate this sometimes. The hero should not die for the weak. Isn't that... Okay, the dying part... I mean, I would say this is actually the hero's description, though. I mean, okay, I bear with me, ideally, naturally, you would your hero not to die, but that is the heroic thing to do. They're right. I gaze at the late arriving battleships. The standards flying high. For some reason, I'm reminded of Orladale. You know, war's fun. I've cleaned your wounds as best as I can, Lady Delphine. This is all I can do with the limited amount of medicine available. Thank you, Doctor. I must go. The general staff have ordered all troops to report back. I've left behind some things that belong to you. These were the Duke's gifts to you, and you have her sword. This may sound impudent, but I hope it will come back to Ironclad Gallery with us. Whatever the senior officers say, nothing can change the fact that you are the higher of the title of Duke Windermere. You think about it right now? I just want some quiet. How are things? It took a bunch of people, but many more remain. So, that rough mum really... Yes. Ironic, isn't it? The Duke has trained her office as well. Even now, Richard and the staff of Windermere continue to plot the next course of action according to plan. But... what about Delphine? Seems like the snobbish officers are planning to abandon her. I don't know. I'm even worried what they might do to Delphine as the heir. She's not ready. Duke Windermere was a strong leader. Her sword guts, her general staff, all served the greater good of Victoria alone. But she herself, she made an admirable but reckless decision for the sake of her daughter. That decision saved a bunch of lives though, didn't it? Not criticizing her. I respect her. But it means that Delphine is being abandoned by what her mother, Duke Windermere, built on her own. Oh. What do we do now? They took some of the refugees. Can we really trust them? We follow the tales of the nobles in the coming battle. They didn't take everyone. It's not right. If this one ship could take everyone, there's no reason that so many battleships couldn't. What's that movement? I thought the ship's engines were out. The window. Lost voices from the escort fleet that is only just on the route with us. Are sailing away. Delphine. She stands on deck where her mother left this world, holding her mother's sword in her arms, as she did before I went below. The wind sweeps at her short hair. Her solitude makes her look even smaller than she is. What's going on? I cap her shoulder. Only then does she come out of her stupor. I see none of the anger, fear or sorrow that I expected to see. She's wearing barely any emotion at all. Only calm, flat disappointment. And a quiet so deep it is painful to see. They're gone. Voice trembles a little. I still too calm. The civilians down below waiting to see the Duke of Windermere's coffin off. Those bastards didn't mind running innocent people over? But man, that is... that sounds like a good old noble thing to do, doesn't it? Yippee. What's going on? That wasn't part of the orders? Maybe there was miscommunication. We still have a few good IVFs. We need to head back to Ironclad Gallery and get a confirmation. Heh. Never gaze on the tail of a battleship so intently. How ridiculous. The marks that the vein of blood left on our gloves is a lingering reminder of that cruel attack. Several hours have passed since we left the Duke of Windermere's flagship. Bad news keep coming. He did a head count as we left the ship. The doctor, me and Ascalon were not there. We only had time to do a brief search, which came up empty. All I can do is keep faith in her strength, but for some reason, I think back to Amia's lean shoulders. So and helplessness are luxuries that the Scoop can no longer afford. Stop dawdling. I really can't go any further. I'll whip you off if I have to. Get up! Stay with the arm if you want to live. I need to catch my breath, sir. I have a condition. No dawdling. This is just about your life. Hands off, no port hotlum. Just carrying out my orders. They're not trained soldiers. They've been at the forced march for 5 straight hours. Don't have any strength left. Then they can lie down and die. We're trying to save their lives. Everything can still be salvaged. We get back to Ironclad Galloway. Need to stop and rest. I said, not just for them. As for you too, Ensign. I know your condition. Not many soldiers were left behind, but I know almost all of you are infected. Shut up! I let it slide. This once. You're Duke Windermere's man. Not let your actions defile her memory. Infection. A curse they fear more than any other. Well, it is horrific. Catch up to the ship that abandoned them. Hide the glowing black crystals under the bandage. I mean, how long would that actually work though? Fool yourself? Yes. I guess bargaining's dead. I'm sorry. It's just... Don't say that blasted word. I'm fine. I'm fine. I start to keep a low profile on the Barons and avoid drawing Sarkis' attention. Sir, It's getting dark. The civilians trying to keep up if you need to rest, Lieutenant. No. We'll continue the march as planned. We can reach Hill 31 by midnight at our current pace. That's my favorite hill. Although also, by midnight, you do need to rest at some point, Jesus Christ. We established communication with Ironclad Galloway there. Only once we're in touch with the nomadic fortress are we truly safe. Wait until morning. I doubt the scope is ready to face the Sarkis and... You're the ranking officer and the de facto commander here, and the ship's doctor. You know as well as I do that we're trying to catch a fast battleship with our own fleet and a few tanks. Respect your decision, Lieutenant. We don't even know why those battleships left. Got betrayed, cool Duke shenanigans, something like that. If they didn't respond to your hails at the time, why do you think the fortress will open its gates to us? I checked on the group. We have less than 3 companies of combat-effective soldiers. Nearly 1,000 refugees following in tow. Jesus Christ, that is a bigger escort than I thought it would be. By the time the march that you had in mind is done, there will be less than 20% left. Rena, right, listen. He avoids my gaze. I mean 20% of your soldiers. And none of the refugees. Sir. I did not hear what you're saying. I saw what happened. Someone bled his last in the long, silent wall of people. He left behind a long trail of blood, mixed in with the mud. But tense silence hardly lasts 2 breaths. Slow down a little. We'll keep going. Idiot. Right. He won't keep going. That is one way to get your authority back. My fist leaves its mark on his face. I heard a crisp sound. I think I dislocated his jaw. He gonna feel this next morning. Ugh. He quickly puts his jaw back in place. Must have dealt with this sort of thing a lot. You assaulted a soldier, hooligan? I could have you executed according to Victorian service law. Well, see, that's the funny thing. You are speaking to royalty. You... Stand up! You could try to execute me, or we can keep going. The fist is a solution that can only be used once in a while. but come on! Violence solves all your problems. Dr. Morgan and Int was still in front of the soldiers on edge. Civilians surround us silently. Reminds me of how we used to fight turfwars on the streets. Stand down. Do not open fire. Hey, at least you're not shooting civilians. They called you Siege, didn't they? They're telling stories that you're actually a highborn or something. With that accent. I'm a hooligan. Leader of the Glasgow gang. Fine. I don't care. Listen, I'm a soldier who has pledged his loyalty to the Duke of Windermere. My duty is to fulfill the mission handed down by my commander. I'm waiting for you to wipe the blood from your mouth. Give up. Elbow is about to dislocate. Some sacrifices are acceptable in order to protect the many. Okay, but at what point do you sacrifice the many? And just who are the many? Are you taking a good look at who you're leading? Frightened soldiers, silent civilians, the infected, the wounded. The people standing around us. I ain't had enough. I want to tell them, those who escaped hell in Norport. I'm still looking out for them. There's still someone who cares about them. Might makes right. Law of the streets, Lieutenant. I'm telling you now that they're going to make camp here. They're going to west. Must you consider our course of action? If we're cut off from the main force at Ironclad Gallery, everyone's going to die when we run into the Sarkas. Every last one. Enough. Don't insult the memory of the Duke of Windermere anymore. Lieutenant Trevor? You still think you're part of her army? How could you? Elfin clutches the hilt of her sword. It surprises me. He more than it surprises Lieutenant Trevor. He's surprised and angry. I'm suddenly reminded that he had provided medical aid to everyone on the ship before Ironclad Gallery abandoned us. Elfin, your claws on the sword. Did she get a new cool... Look at her, she is the boss now. Or she has even Windermere on her quote, I guess it makes some sense. That is also one hell of a sword to have with her build. A little big for me, is it? But I need you all to hear me out. Is the tent leaving? Yes. I formed a small squad and picked a tank in pest condition. He can leave at any time. That squad will travel light and quick. He can reach the marked location before dawn. You put those clothes on. Maybe what they represent still means something to someone. I've spoken to my troops, Lady Delphine. They will follow your orders until I return. For the last time, my lady, with the heir to Windermere, no matter what happens, you should come with us. Sorry, but I must stay. This was my promise to the people. They need to know that Victoria has not abandoned them. They need this hope to keep going. We can only trust each other now. We must trust each other. If the departure of the escorts was just a misunderstanding or a mutiny by a few, then Ironclad Gallery will welcome us. But I'm there or not. And if not... The tense eyelid twitches. Elfin's words are certainly subversive. My peasants will only make things worse. At least you'll live. My lady, it's not my own hide that I'm concerned. Let me go the first time. Perhaps out of respect for my mother. Perhaps out of a sense of pity? But they won't give me a second chance. I trust my comrades and the officer's loyalty to the Duke. Please take this locating beacon, Lady Delphine. I promise to bring back good news. As for you... Man gazes calmly at me. Clench my fist, preparing for a sucker punch. You've got some hard knuckles. Take care of Lady Delphine. She is Lieutenant. Siege. We checked up on the refugees from Norport. Perhaps the Duke of Windermere had given orders behind our backs. Things were chaotic when we boarded the ship, and we couldn't find the one who executed the order. Regardless, the screening was impeccable. There's no sign of infection amongst the refugees in the group. But now, I see they left behind basically everything they deemed unfit. Look in the direction where the tent departed. Of course. Many soldiers who fought amidst Sarkar's witchcraft are showing acute infection symptoms. These soldiers could all be fighting the Sarkars. How could their comrades just abandon them like that? It's an old military tradition, not a strictly Victorian one. It's the same in Casimir's, Ursus, Gaul. The infected are not allowed in camps. More conscientious commanders might put the infected in their own unit and send them on the most dangerous missions. But for the military, there's far too much uncertainty in the infected and the uncontrolled arts. Some must have resisted. One never succeeded. Looking back on history, the infected make up a relatively small portion of armies in times of war. Acceptable losses in exchange for stability on the front lines. It's even in the textbooks of the Royal Military Academy. Okay. Today, we are learning how to get rid of those pesky infected. It's just the honorable martyrs who died for the glorious foundation. No, no need to get violent, ladies. I'm here to talk. First, let me make clear that the death of Her Grace Duke Windermere has nothing to do with the part of Victoria that I serve. In fact, I bring my sincerest condolences, Lady Delphine. My own position aside, I believe she glowed brighter than any hero in the Battle of the Four Emperors. But now, we'll fill the gap that her death leaves behind. Who can step up to take her place in the grand strategic theater? Duke Wellington is an accomplished soldier. We all know he has no intention of giving his all. Duke Castor has her hands full coordinating everything. Frankly, the death of Duke Windermere is a big problem. You sure got the news quickly, didn't you? Well, it's my business to know. You'd be familiar with our line of work. What are you here for? I suggest you think carefully about the next words coming out of your mouth. Flowers for the hero, Lady Windermere, and a gift of rations and ammunition. In exchange for... You know full well, Your Royal Highness. The scrap of metal known as the Size of Kings. To be honest, I have no use for the sword personally. You want to trade? Sure. My conditions are simple. Take the damnable stone of the sword of yours and bring it to the front lines where the storm blows the fiercest, where the fire falls the hardest. You can get lost if your plan is to keep the sword safely in the rear, to prop up a tent for kings and nobles to drink tea beneath. You really will bring this thing to the lines and provide shelter for Victoria's warriors, citizens, and the poor souls who have lost their homes. If it is a shelter for all, whether the son of a blacksmith or the daughter of a teacher, whether they take pay in the name of Victoria, carry weapons of their own making. And by all means, you can have this piece of metal. Come to me with the stone of the sword, Twilbersha. I promise that I will never fall behind you in the front lines, not by a single step. Oh my, this is beyond my discretion. I'm just an envoy after all. Her Grace, the Duke of Castor has the final decision. Then go to your master. Come back to me once you have an answer for my dear aunt. I'll do my best, Your Royal Highness Alexandrina. But this is just a promise on a personal level. What follows now is off the record. Some personal opinions, not of Trilby Escher, but of Sir Suffolk Bellingham. Man just talks himself just like that. A new voice is not necessarily a bad thing. You've taken in infected soldiers. Well, and many more civilians. But the point stands. That's all good and fine. That's not enough. You need an army. Your own army. An army with a place for them. You. I'm surprised. Perhaps it's the caster twig. But he's encouraging me to form my own reunion. Looks like you really did turn off your sound recorder. Can't do it for too long. I think start getting suspicious, you know? My grandmother was executed after getting infected in the War of the Four Nations. When she left, she told me with a laugh that there was less than a 3% chance of getting Orpathy in battle. It was only when I inherited the title and looked through the records and archives that I learned. The 3% figure has been used as centuries. It has never changed. Even though we're using more original machines and more complex original arts in modern warfare. Curious, huh? But nobody cares. Perhaps you haven't noticed, because all you can see is a small corner of the battlefield. Certainly, the Dukes haven't noticed, because they have their sights set way too far away. But I have. The infection problem in the Victorian army is serious. Serious on an unprecedented scale. Everyone exercises restraints in a conflict between civilized nations. No one wants the camp to be filled with ticking, living time bombs, or sees a dirty city covered in original dust. But now, our enemy is the Sarkas. If you really mean to do this siege, it has the potential to be a good thing for your reputation. For my career, perhaps even for our country. Thanks for the concern, but my friends and I know the infected better than you do. We'll be fine. Very well. Oh, by the way, I have some scrap equipment here that nobody wants or cares about. Leftovers, you know? You can have them, it's all trash after all. Farewell then. How much do you believe him? I would rather believe that even someone like him could not stay out of this conflict. What did he leave behind? A recording and coordinates? The sound. Need support. Shortly. Surrounded. Tempest platoon. Requesting aid.
Un gran resultado. ¿Esto también entraba en tus cálculos?
I did calculate every last single action here exactly. And hey, honestly getting we also getting character. Let's go.
필요 없을 것 같은데요, 박사님. 이 계약서를 박사님께서 우리의 협력 관계를 인정한 증표로 받아들이겠습니다.
I still very much just love getting characters from the main story as welfare units. Oop. How much time? We make miracles. We do. Oh yeah, this... I mean, I save basic energy just for this, because tomorrow it will not be Arknight's stream day, really. I was the first to see the scout. I scouted the silent government buildings next to the plaza and the other bank. There's that body drifting in the water, still crapping the weeds by the bank. It seems he never gave up trying to survive. Not far from him, his shoulder lay quietly in the waterproof pouch. Last entry written just before his departure. I volunteered for this mission to deliver the SS. I won't come back, but I succeed or fail. No one will survive. Crossed out. But someone will survive, exactly. His journal indicates that the defenders of Chatley are in dire straits. See the crossing on the other side? The ferries have been sunk. One squad has been completely cut off from the outside. 2 days ago, the soldier tried to cross the river under the cover of darkness. He was shot by the Sarkas patrolling on the opposite bank. There's no word from the troops that were garrisoned in the city hall. The soldier's journal made me uneasy. 23 soldiers, 2 squads. Other than the city hall silent in the darkness, the rest of the buildings around the plaza have been reduced to smoldering ruins by artillery fire. At least the tragedy hammers one thing. No one can truly escape death on a battlefield. Yeah, we are all equal, staring back at the face of death. The Camus River runs to the east and north side of the plaza. The crossing to the east is under Sarkas control. Lights coming from the south should be the Sarkas camp. They followed up in the city hall for more than 2 weeks. The journal is accurate. Last pitch that connects the city hall to the residential district on the other side of the north bank was attacked no less than 2 days ago. It's possible that they cut off from all supplies. Man, yeah, I guess we can be the saviors. They should at least kind of survive on empty stomachs so long, right? Out of ammo, out of food. What do we do? If we have the time to worry about that here, we might as well just cross the river and see for ourselves. We can't just cross without a plan, Hannah. If we discovered... Actually, Hannah's words made me think. Been unable to reach Horn's squad by radio. Restoring communications is our first priority. Me, Hannah, Morgan and Doctor will swim across the river and see what the situation is inside City Hall. That's too dangerous, Wiener. Realize that we're the best people for this job. The only people for this job. We're Woods Island operators. Small squads back ops is our game. And we're no-pot gangsters. We know how to get into a place and get back out again unnoticed. We have a few volunteer soldiers and civilians who want to offer their support for legendary Tempest platoon. I clicked too early, I wanted to see the full text. But there are only so many people we can bring. Yeah. We kinda should give them boot camp exercise at this point. As much as it sucks for all the civilians that we are escorting, I think they need to accept that who is capable to fight will fight in our situation. We need people to stay behind for defense, pretend Shiver gone. I hardly hear what Wiener's saying. Is this a bad joke by Trilby Asher? Or is this how the battlefield is? The call for help, deciding whether to answer, and the sacrifices that must be made to help. The laws of the battlefield. I know what you're thinking, Delphine. There are personal sentiments involved, but I can't ignore the SS. They're good soldiers, and they'll be of help if they're still alive. Alright, I trust your judgment. Stay behind with these men, Delphine. We need to keep watch. If you lose our signal, take them and get out of here. Alright. I'm back alive. Okay, we're on the bank. Keep your eyes out for any patrols. 2 Sarkas standing guard at the crossing. One turn us 3 o'clock, another in the building. And we can take them out. Watcher. For the attention of the first, Tana and I will do this together. 3, 2, 1, go! It's hammer time. Light in the window goes out. All is well? Wait, a foul beast? A black foul beast flies out of the hut at the crossing. Flies a circle above, as towards the Sarkas camp. I guess they had cool animal shamans. Wiener! An agile shadow leaps across the moonlight from the roof of the hut and grabs the foul beast. Got it! Military foul beast. You spooked it, Hannah. Sorry, I didn't know this. No sign of Sarkas. To the city hall. Lots of bodies in the plaza. Also directly identify them. Ready to go in. I see the bridge that connects the residential district, but the barricades on the other side of the bridge are blocking the view. Go to the top of the city hall. Try to get a better vantage. Watcher. The entrance has been boarded up. Over here! A gap has been blown in the west wall, wide enough for us to go in. Convenient. But, do you see Horn's squad? Not yet. Stop! Something's moving. Need your silence. There's a crossbowman in the building watching the residential district. Lesions are known. Watch for my sign. Map. What's that sound on this frequency? Whoops! The signal goes silent. I did not hear anything from them for the next 10 minutes. How many men in the building? What's the relation with the surrounded troops? Has Venus' crew been discovered? I'm completely in the dark. Crouched in the dirt on the banks, I feel my heart beat harder with every throb. The heartbeats merge into the river, resonating with the flow, growing faster and stronger. I see you. You've been discovered? Someone's waving from the top of the building. The moon at her back. It's Vina? Siege here. On, Tempest platoon. Do you hear me? We got the SS. We've confirmed the location. The bridge at the residential district. On the other side. We're coming to help. Bzzzt. I hear cheers coming from the radio. They did it. Sorry about that. I'm not excited for our first bit of support. Should be able to talk normally now. On. We can help your squad evacuate. Thanks, but you're not evacuating. There's something in this town that the Sarkas want. They won't abandon their assault. The nearest Victorian battalion that received our SS will arrive in 1 week. We must guard the entrance until then, and ensure the safety of the survivors of Chatley. We voted on this. The decision was unanimous, including Mr. Lee. Much obliged. That silence sounded like she was talking about the weather. A vote on a battlefield. Only 2 choices you get to vote for. Life or death. Well, sometimes you go with your duty. Venus Sims lost in thought. What decision would I make? What decision would Mother make? Then, if you choose to gamble, I have an even bolder plan. We gotta take the Sarkas out, let's go. Care to hear it? I don't support Vina because she is the heir to the throne. She's brave, competitive, hates losing. Okay. Who likes losing? Let's be honest. Some would call her reckless. But I count on her to get us there, to find a way out of hell. I have to believe in her. I have to believe to get out of this hell. I can't even bring myself to think about what happened that day. Focus, Delphine, focus. The Overwatch mission has ended. Time to meet up with them. It's almost dawn. How good are preparations? Windows and doors are being reinforced. Missile is being cleaning up enemy sentries. I continue to keep a watch on the outskirts. I get in touch if there are any changes at the camp. Thank you, Mr. V. We are supposed to meet up at Brentwood when we split up at Londinium. Why are you here at Chatley? Because we noticed something unusual when we passed. We got here in time to see a massacre, and we couldn't just walk away. Are you sure you want me to be in charge? You're a professional soldier, Horn. Delphine had elite military training. I know what you guys did at the Mausoleum of Kings. You brought back that sword for us. Just a piece of metal. Piece of metal? It's Victoria's Dreamblade! Stop thinking about the size of kings. This might disappoint you, but it won't bring any miracles. It's the only ones we can count on. That's enough. You're right. We've proven as much. We don't have the personnel, condition, or resources to implement complex tactics. What we need for the coming fight is courage and determination. In the face of disaster, the human spirit is much more important than any legend or artifact. Prove it, Siege. Alright. Most of us are not professional soldiers. We'll just tell them to take the high ground and shoot any enemy that approaches. The few of us here will form a response team to take out any Sarkas that gets past. Horn Scott will continue to defend the bridgehead position, create a fire zone. We will continue to fend off the Sarkas trying to get across the bridge. As per the original plan. This building is the first line of defense. We'll be in the thick of things. All we need to do is defend one building. How hard can it be? Famous last words. Defense of Camus River. Hey, that was what I was going to say. It would make a great movie. They should make a game out of this. Right, Hannah. Patrol approaching from 1 o'clock. 100 meters out. At the ready. Sorry, fire siege. Wiener's hands were trembling. Excitement? Fear? Or both? I do not know. My hands are cold, almost frozen. 7 days. Will the Duke's troops really come? What if we fail? What if more Sarkas notice? I kept going over the possibilities in my head. Now, open fire. Sirens start playing in the Sarkas camp the moment the patrol goes down. There's no time to think. The defense has begun. My brothers, I'll tear you apart, standing on my corpse. I prefer to be the one doing the tearing, if that's alright with you. She licked blood. Sarkas. Once again, I think back to what happened that day. No, I can't. It's almost 90 seconds, Delphine. Ready to pull back. Watcher, Bentley's down. I fill the gap in the minefield. Mines are too precious to just leave out there. You have fire support on the 3rd floor. The underground passage that connects the City Hall's basement to the bridge has been cleared. Now the wounded have some space. You took a nick, Morgan? Are you okay? Not good enough to hold a knife, but I can coordinate things in the back. What about your side, Hannah? You're asking the expert of destruction. I could smash a hole in the ceilings without any extra equipment. And we have wooden ladders set up so that we can move quickly between the floors. Good. We can have another situation like yesterday. We couldn't get to Doctor in time. I filled the gap in the minefield. Bentley's still breathing, so I'm taking him into the basement for treatment. Is Doctor awake? Awake, but she can't be moved yet. She's been trying too hard. I'll do my best to care for her. Is there any news from the Sarkas camp? Maybe planning something else, after assault on the building failed. Can you find any more mines to expand the minefield? I'm afraid not. Our Sarkas Fun's mercenaries band isn't so easy to find. I have to count on my witchcraft signal disrupt. Something disrupting the signal. It's that one. Who did we get the attention from? Which king do we have to fight? Here, long hall in the distance. A strong sense of unease suddenly comes over me. The air has become filled with malice. Right, there she goes. Delphine? You're finally up. You are trying to cross the border. Wait, wrong game. My head hurts. Didn't pull out in time while rescuing the wounded yesterday. Got caught by the blast of the test firing that war altar. Yesterday? War altar? What are you talking about? We were living at our Slapadaga gym. I forgot the name. Your span. Looks like you both missed a lot. My back still hurts. Morgan sucks at stitching. Oh, Ben's alive. Who brought me back? Hannah. She saw that you were still outside and jumped out from the 3rd floor to drag you back in. She just woke up herself. Please got off to support Vina. These are the wounded? Walk to the underground passage. I felt the wounded personnel. Dozens of eyes turned towards me. Many of them still have white blood up in them. It's pretty bad. We need to hurry. The mines are pulling their weight. 2 of the vaulters have had the undercarriages disabled, and the rest have stopped. They stopped their advance. You can bombard the position you marked at any time. Careful, vaulters are still charging. They haven't abandoned the assault yet. Alright, listen up, you barracks. Next round of bombardment is about to begin. Anyone still on the 1st and 2nd floors? Get your asses up the 3rd floor. That thing can only shoot so high. But what if you think down the whole building? Isn't that bad? I believe that is Witchcraft. That is Witchcraft Core's powered by its operator. Altar itself acting only as a medium. It will blow itself up if its Witchcraft Core is destroyed when fully charged. In theory. I've never seen it in action personally. I can't guarantee. That's good enough. I'll go up to the roof to look for an opportunity. The only way to approach the core is from above. Will you distract the operator for a little while when the altar is activated? Every second helps. They do. Vina! I stand at the staircase up to the 2nd floor, dumbfounded. It takes me some time to realize that the pile of rubble without the left side wall is the city hall that we've been defending for the better part of a week. Carnage on the plaza is in plain view, without the need for windows or portholes. Amidst the ruins, the red crystals on the water shine an eerie red in the rays of dawn, metal skeleton reflecting an ominous light. It seems to whisper, gaze up in blood, gaze up in decay, gaze up in death. This is what Mother had done for so long. And this is the first time I thought of her in days. I think might be great point for our ads. And then I will be back in 3 minutes. I see how this goes. It's probably not the best test day, but we do run now ads in my stream, which is sad, but no pre-roll ads. Yippee! Anyways, see you in 3 minutes. I hope. Hey, that's how it works. But I'm gonna go on the BRB screen, so I'm not gonna dox myself. I might have deleted it too long. I need a good counter for this. Anyways, yep. We're back. We are back. Let's take over those altars. It is like one of the worst gimmicks in the video game that I experienced, but let's get rid of the altars, baby. Welcome back, Delphine, Doctor. The Psychers have deployed these weapons en masse? I don't think so. Brief was developed by the Military Commission in Victoria. The sign is still very rough around the edges. Delphine, you look reasonably well for someone who just woke up from being knocked unconscious. Morgan has been taking care of you two with one hand. Hannah. Thanks, Morgan. And Hannah. So about the trouble. It was a piece of cake. Alright, everybody, listen. I want rid of those altars, and for that, I need help. I need bait. Someone to stay here and keep those things firing. Sounds like a job for me. I can do it too. There's no time to be acting tough. I know better than anyone else here how terrifying those things are. Hand's still injured, Morgan. I'll be the one to work with Hannah. I need someone else on standby to take over the attack if I don't succeed. Mr. V can only buy so much time for us. I do it. What about me, Vina? Man, Morgan, keep an eye on everyone. Said Morgan, she just wants to help. Vina's plan is a simple one. Wait for the altars to fire, smash the core, cause a chain reaction. All we need is an opportunity. The opportunity has come. They've taken aim. Malice is sickening. They could fire at any time. Not exactly a great feeling to be in that thing's crosshairs. Mr. V? Whenever you're ready. Do it. Bad. The color on the deck flashes back before my eyes. The demonic eye in the altar peers at me. It is averted by a silver arc. The dagger whips open the necks of a file of Sarkha's artillerymen, leaping back joyfully into Mr. V's hand. The hands slow for a moment as they reach for the core, continuing their movements from before they died under the pull of inertia. A hammer falls from the sky, impacting lightly with the red wave. Bang. Vina knocked back into the building like a comet. No, Vina! Half a second. Altar activated faster than anyone expected. The hammer embeds itself in the broken wall. I can't see anything in the dust and smoke. Watch out! If you place the artillerymen and are preparing to fire again. The hammer's gone by the time I wipe the gravel from my eyes. A figure climbs the outer wall swiftly, the hammer pulling her up like a pickaxe, the building trembling under every blow. Doctor! Doctor grabs the hand that stretches out from within the light. Brick and stone crack and break under Vina's heels. She leaps into the sky. The red wave has begun to build. Everyone, take cover! Get down, Morgan. I look up in the storm. She walks up in the waves of dawn, her golden hair burning. She raises her hammer high and becomes one with the sun. The wave is torn apart, pumping power streaking towards the core. I lose my voice. All that remains is the light that stabs at my eyes. Vina! Vina! Altars are still exploding. Look out! She's fainted. Damn. Murder shots got into her chest. Someone help me out. Bring her back. Don't let Urchim dust into the wounds. Sarkas are retreating. Hannah, look over there. Battleships? Reinforcements? Really? That's the standard of Duke Goddardin. It's over. It's over. We bloody made it. We did. Ben! Ben! Look, wir sehen... Ben? The devils are trying to run. After them. I should add another entry to the Scout's journal. We survived. Memory of 7 fallen heroes. Abigail of Norport, civilian. Whip. Alexandra of Chudley, civilian. Whip. Henderson of Achterick, soldier. Bentley of Linkardine, soldier. Unidentified body. Unidentified body. Unidentified man. In the name of example. Do we have cool... I guess we don't have the cool altars yet. I mean, I do know they exist. But we don't have artillery anymore. Oh, that is... I mean, this map is garbage, don't get me wrong. But also, hell yeah, no more
모두
artillery.
계산대로다.
Honestly, part of me thinks maybe we should have... maybe it's fine.
와, 아마터면 다들 이쪽으로 와.
눈이 모든 것을 묻어버리기를 기다리도록 하지. 결단을 내려.
Honestly, this is a peak, these enemy stage though.
Entendido. Esta es la destreza de Iberia.
Also, peak stage. I guess we could put Saria on this side to help a feeling if need be.
무사히 돌아올 수 있으면 좋네.
결단을 내린다. 정부를
실력
I
발휘해볼까?
wanna lease this all up for sure.
경건하게 기도하십시오.
결단을 내. 눈 모든 것
아이돌이니지. 지금은 그딴 거 아무래도 상관없어.
How much more can I afford? Maybe something that is could be neat. Have a lemon there then?
말하기 좀 그런데 내가 일으킨 트러블은 나밖에 수습 못해.
Honestly, for a lemon, maybe looking back, but you're not in healing range anymore, then are you?
최격전 최종 조정.
Wait, how?
싸우는 방법
guess,
복습해도
fuck.
늦지 않아
Okay.
쓰려나?
I was overthinking far too much, huh?
발버둥
That's-
치지 마.
Try not to min-max every
예전엔
last
나한테
unit I
매달려서
drop down.
쾌락하는 걸 즐겼잖아. 안 그래?
Curious concept, I know. Touches of the Sanctuary have increased HP, I see. That really should not be a bad modifier.
화살을 시위에 건 이상 더
오케이,
주저할
same
필요가
opener.
있겠습니까?
모두 계산대로다. 결단을 내놈들은 정토를 더럽힌 것을
That
후회하게
slug
되리라.
is slow, I'm not scared. Maybe I'm slightly
실력
scared.
발휘해볼까?
Con incapacitarlos basta, ¿verdad?
Okay, I think we're doing it like this, but I guess it means we put EXO actually. EXO? We put...
지금부터 싸우는 방법
I guess we put EXO
늦지 않아
here.
쓰려나?
It's also not... I'll need to think about this.
Entendido. Tus ataques entran dentro de mis cálculos.
That is kinda pretty. Just the side will be annoying. Okay, put EXO there.
만일을 위해서 한 번 더
We do
묻는데
need to start Reason 2.
노가
이벤트는 여러 번 나가봤지만 베르스 대업
내놈들은 정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
You should still be in range.
경건하게
Yep.
기도하십시오. 와, 다들 이쪽으로 와.
Can have a Savia. Well, actually, I guess you do put a Savia here, just for the healing. then can be like this.
피우는 철골 위에서 들이붙으면
포기하지 마.
Okay, but not now. I
잘못된
feel
일을
like
의심치도 않았고
nothing can kill us.
말해.
TM.
아마트면 잠들 뻔했네.
결단은 얼음과 놀이 녹아 사라지네.
말해. 기능 소식 확인.
I
응고되어라.
guess you being close doesn't really.
쩔먹함.
어차피 죽을 거라면 계속 사라지겠어.
Well, it's nice of them to show them the story walk up or something. Alright. Right, that is why I kept people in healing range.
리더, 제 하이 볼티지 버라지.
But yeah, this should be failed now, so I can slope.
이 정도로 멈출 거라 생각하지 마라.
Oh, that is a lot of dead snakes.
금방 끝난다.
Okay, I really need to press this button
잘못된
sometimes.
길을 모든 것을 묻어버리기를 기다리도록 하지.
Esperando. No te muevas. Así nos ahorraremos el esfuerzo.
Sometimes, I mean, I'm
이 정도로 멈출
so
거라
glad how
생각하지 마라.
tanky Savia actually is. She has been carrying my ass. But sometimes I really feel like, imagine if she did extra damage.
녹아 사라지네.
But I feel like I'm just too much trained on modern units, I guess, that are all like power capped to hell. I mean, I do love my Savia, but I will admit any day of the week that the Hoshiguma Altar is just a better tank. No one can be told what a battlefield is. You have to see it for yourself. My friends and I spend a lot of time in Norport's video shop watching old movies. One of them war movies. Where a story of heroes, but also stories of terror, depicted by directors with a sadistic streak. Remember that the four of us all had nightmares that night. Even now, I seem to be drifting in a dream. He took on a few soldiers who were still thieving when he passed through that valley. Oh, and the survivors have caught up to our column. They're all infected, as they should be. After spending a night in a corpse-filled crater. You did disinfect properly, didn't you? You could have gotten active original dust on you. Where are we, Hannah? My little... Don't worry, I've experienced a large-scale active origin stones in my time in County Hillock. Hannah took the cleanup according to SOP. The soldiers were conscripts under the Duke of Ashworth. He said that the company simply pulled out after the battle, without rescuing the wounded or cleaning up the battlefield. Yippee! Just leave behind infected, just like in the books. On? Is Hannah angry at me because I acted on my own? Why is he ignoring me? He said he had a friend who had been crying for help by a shallow puddle all night. Couldn't turn himself over because his legs were injured. He had drowned by the time we found him. Man. The puddle was ankle deep. He would have survived if someone had just flipped him over. Examdaria. Looks like they marched into a royal court trap. Some Sarkas mercenaries must have sacrificed themselves by acting as bait. There's something on my chest. I can't breathe. Morgan? Morgan? There's something hot boiling in my chest. But how could he have gone down without a fight? That's not surprising. Other than the strongest dukes, the Western soldiers make up only a quarter of the armies of the other ducal armies at best. Most Victorian soldiers are conscripted, sent into battle after only a few months of basic training on how to use a crossbow arts unit. Frankly, if not for this war, officers and soldiers may never have spoken to each other their entire lives. Wait, did I skip X? Vina wouldn't like to hear it. I hate this. How could you trust your back to someone whom you didn't trust? Why does nobody hear me? I feel a taste of iron in my mouth. Something boiling, rushing up my throat. But I never answered my questions. He said I would find the answer someday. Ah! She's still alive. Yippee. Vina! Take it easy, Morgan. My neck. I can't breathe. Sorry, got excited. Had me unconscious for 2 days. You were running a fever. At least the wound on your chest was healing well. Otherwise we would have been even more worried. Where are we? We aren't in Chatley anymore, are we? You're silent. What happened? Maybe I should explain. We pulled out 2 days ago. We're back to our original encampment. At Horn's advice, we pulled out as quickly as possible before the Duke of Godolin's fleet entered Chatley, avoiding direct contact with reinforcements. Horn? We have a lot of complicated circumstances. It's going to cause a lot of complications if we establish official communications with the Duke's troops. I've talked about this with Misery, and others support what we're doing. And we still have troops formally under the command of Duke Windermere. Military ID has expired. There's a high risk of friendly fire. Yippee! Well, not sure what's expired. It's no longer recognized. No need to mince words about the noble's sturdy deeds. But why would you at a time like this? Is this just get rid of the House of Windermere completely? It's the same deal as gangs fighting for territory. It was right. Since when did the war become like this? Hey, Death Guardian, how you doing? We could give help to where we can see, but what about the places beyond? What's the situation? Some have chosen to join Duke Godolin's forces and continue the fight. Godolin's officers didn't even say anything about the infected. The majority have chosen to stay with us, however. Had to delete and reinstall Arknights. Man. It's... are you playing like on emulator and had to change emulator or something like that? I know that there was something about one of the big ones kinda being icky. Or is it... Man, I just wish Arknights would have a PC port. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess just playing that, like, should be around the rank banner when the Chinese server got their beta for a PC port. Maybe we hopefully can also get one for global. That was that one for sure. Godolin's officers didn't even say anything about the infected. Majority have chosen to stay with us, however. They trust us. Or should I say, they trust you. We won! Morale is really high right now. Swap to Mumu. Mumu is great overall. It's what I'm using. They're even joking about the old conflicts now. To be fair, like, it's not like it normally emulated much. So the only reference point I had was like the awful Google Play emulator, which I kinda installed when I wanted to start playing Arknights. Figured this would be good enough, and it was just horrible experience. So on the same day I also already downloaded Mumu. We did it. Your plan worked. We made it. It's very possible that no one will ever know the sacrifices we've made. It's just one small victory in a greater war. I had to change my password, enable 2-factor, and link my credit card in the whole package. That really does not sound like a fun weekend activity. I look at Leffin's tired face. A great burden has weighed up in her heart ever since she was left behind by the battleships. But now I see a rare smile on her face. But we saved Chudley, Mina. Yes, we did. My brain tells me that I should be relieved or happy. But I can't do it. I'm afraid to know how many stayed behind in that building, never to leave it. I think that happened there seems like a dream. Is this what victory feels like? It's so weighty. Would things have gotten so bad if everyone was fully committed to fighting for Victoria from the very beginning? I mean, clearly not, but sadly dukes want to be the kings instead. Oh, they all firmly believe that they are fighting for Victoria. It's the other way around. Things have already spiraled out of control, therefore, we're fighting for ourselves now. Still keeping track of my Google account and everything. I guess it makes sense. Siege. One of the survivors from Chudley has brought us a surprise. His family collected Gaulish artifacts, and his father once picked up a little Victorian object from Lingoland's former route. It wasn't anything valuable, so it has been sitting in a warehouse for a long time. He gave it to us before we left as a gift of gratitude, and Horn recognized it immediately. Here. This is an IFF beacon used in IFVs. Man, this is very weird as I don't know the hell what any military speak is. It emits a signal that allows Victorian armies to identify the bearer's affiliation. Now I have Agnes on my phone. That's fair. Contains a military identification code? Yes. The black box belonged to the Victorian army. I'm familiar with the symbol on it. But I thought that the unit that it once belonged to no longer exists. Lost in the ruins of Gaul. The Exemplars. The unit of legend, predecessor to Tempest Platoon. This thing took a long journey back to Victoria. Back to us. It makes sense to stick with professional. Yeah. Sadly, honestly, I kinda need to get a new phone sometime soon. I have like a garbage phone, so any form of playing phone games is kinda meh. But it makes sense. It is a lot more secure. Exemplars. Present dukes may not recognize this ancient unit. At best, it might prevent direct artillery strikes. But the more important thing is... the mission of the unit was inscribed inside the box. The Exemplars. We make miracles. Okay, so we can resurrect our fallen soldiers, right? Huh. Consider a gift from fate. What's this? The beacon that Lieutenant Shiver left us has picked up a signal. Shiver? Hated Delphine. There has been a change of circumstances at Ironclad Galloway. We are approaching your position now. ETA in 1 hour. Prepared for unhappy news. And a guest who insists on seeing you. I guess probably the Windermere house is fully taken over by other Duke, right? Jones, what a shoddy work of first aid. Hey, nobody went to medic school, okay? May look like the wounds have closed, but inflammation wasn't effectively treated, which explains the fever. With serious wounds like these, it's important that they're treated by a doctor, and all vital signs monitored, reducing the chance of lingering after effects. You're fortunate that it was a piece of metal, not aluminum crystal. The idea with Sarkaz witchcraft devices, even the slightest touch could be infectious. It wasn't directly caused by Ultram. There was a high risk of infection given the circumstances. It is incredible that your blood Ultram levels still remain at normal levels. She is just a chosen main character. She cannot perish. You really should thank your lucky stars. Well, it was a Codex situation, Lieutenant. At least I'm alive. He's have a strong constitution. Yeah, that is why every day I just eat some mold, clearly. Finally, the Delphine has explained what happened. It was a battle worthy of study in the war colleges. Given the difference in strength between the two sides, most of the people on your side weren't even regulars. Oh, Jobe said that no one will remember what we did. You're wrong on that, Siege. I remember. The soldiers outside will remember. The survivors of Chadley will remember. Most legends are not born from official records. There will be now folk tales about Siege. I didn't know you had the type to say things like that. Well, I've wrapped your words again. Don't try to blow me off with excuses like strong constitution, because I'm going to be keeping a close eye on your condition. I'm the doctor in this room. I ate apple. We're fine. I don't need medicine. I'm checking on your friends too, and injured soldiers and civilians. Thanks, Lieutenant. Also, I suggest you check on that guest. Not sure if Lady Delphine is ready to handle her on her own. I sincerely apologize for my behavior before. My misplaced assessment about you. There's one thing on which I won't budge, however. You're too impulsive and emotional. You shouldn't be trying to solve every problem on your own. Turn around once in a while, and you'll find plenty of people ready to help. She has a loyal group of followers. He is not wrong. Let's go, it's noble time. Take it easy, Aunt Manning. Oh, the Sarkaz were everywhere on my way here. I thought I was going to die. Thank goodness that Lieutenant Cheer was tracking Earnclad Galloway, which was how he got there in time to save my life. Man, I'm sure you had a tragic past few days, didn't you? He's a decent man, but lacks flexibility. This man would never allow him to board the ship. You said he escaped, Earnclad Galloway? What's happening there? It makes me angry just thinking about it. Those damned officers charged into the central hub of the fortress and pointed their swords at me. Marcus von Ter must be behind this. I found an opportunity to change into inconspicuous clothes and escape. The fortress elevator almost fit my dress. Sounds like you really were lucky. I thought I was just coming along with your mother to see how things were going on the front lines and to take you home. What's the worst that could happen? Safe inside a nomadic fortress. Who would have thought? The old Dukes of Vandermeer would be proud of Mother. You're right. But you're the Duke of Vandermeer now, Delphine. Auntie, you're hurting me. What's that look on your face? The general staff were eager to go back because they believed the Duke's death was caused by a Lithanian plot. It's always Lithanian, exactly. Cannot be, you know, this Sarkaz war in our home country. You want to laugh, don't you? But they have evidence. Lithanian may not be in league with the Sarkaz, but they undoubtedly caused the situation. What? Lithanian? The staff are cautious about accusing Lithanian nobles directly, but they have set their sights on the rebellions going on in the provinces. Who wants to come all this way to fight the Sarkaz, only to return and find the depths they have defended for centuries has fallen under Lithanian control. Your daughter, Delphine, your Trudy will come soon. Now, let me rest. Then we'll leave this place. Leave? To where? Should not be with these peasants. Excuse me, it's your people. Watch your words. Don't call them peasants. Alright, Delphin. Listen. Okay, it would be not a tragedy if something happens to her, is what I'm feeling. We really care about them. Really think that they are heroes, a part of Victoria. Think of how many people like them are there in your mother's Damascene. If you really want to protect these people, take my advice and seek aid from the Duke of Castor to return to your Damascene and take charge. Perhaps you will have to become a Castor vassal, but you'll be able to fill your duty. Don't fall for that. What are you balking at? Did you fall in love with them just because they fought alongside you? You stopped loving your own subjects? Well, she's serving all of Victoria, okay? Accept it, Delphin. You and your mother have suffered enough. Accept your Castor's proposal. At least Windermere will be spared from devastation. Why do you hesitate? You really want to be a vagabond forever? Leaving your family, your bloodline, and your duty behind? I understand. My mother's daughter. You're right. I have a responsibility, not just to my friends, but to the subjects of Windermere as well. But why did the sword guards leave me behind when I still had such a duty? This was a duty glorious beyond all doubt. Why do you come to me in such a condition? You're right. If Windermere has fallen under the cloud of conspiracy, then I feel both the obligation and the desire to do something about it. But we're with you, Delphin. Say what you want to say. Sorry, I couldn't hold back anymore. Do you know what we just went through, madame? And she is your future queen. Bow down to her. I'm not going with you. You have a duty! I'm my mother's daughter. Combat to these warriors and nothing else. If I once was, I don't believe it anymore. I stood here for them, so that their lives would no longer be the playthings of people like you. I'm not going anywhere until I've bled my last. Leave. I hope the Sarkas don't take you. The Viscount's face is a spectacle of color, but Delphin gives her no further chance to speak. She leaves with her head bowed in the direction of Lieutenant Scherer. Delphin's expression is calmer than I thought it would be. What she said, what she went through, made me think of an old friend. Delphin did not make the same mistake. Tragedy will not strike again. But what was the price? Death of a loved one, a swift betrayal. Apparently I was rather concerned how Delphine would react to these things. Delphine smiles at me. It seems she has settled down. She is strong for sure, at least. I'm fine. Let's go. Man. Same thing cannot happen again. Head west once you leave the camp. If you're lucky enough, you should be able to reach the kind Duke of Castor. Do you think you can survive without the Duke's protection? They survived so far. We can, and we will. Alright, I'm going to Duke Castor. I'll take a leisurely pace. This is your last chance. Come with me, and we'll all live. I won't stop you. For the work of Delphin and her mother. No, I'm not the one who's wrong. You're naive. Stupid! Foolishly believing that you're right. So be it. Well, someone is actually caring about his nation and one is just caring about their own hide. I see her off on a vehicle, not meant for rough terrain, leaving under the cover of darkness with a small escort. I turn around to look at our group. Hundreds, thousands of eyes converge up in a single spot. Some are soldiers laughing with each other, others are civilians celebrating. The camp falls silent. They're waiting for an answer. Mine. You heard her. It was undoubtedly an attractive proposal for many people. We survived the worst of times together, Wiener. But what now? What happens when the moral spirit that burns so brightly now is worn away by hardship and suffering? Who will tell them where to go? I do not answer. Not yet. He's here. A creature with golden mane walks amongst the crowd. He looks at me. Let's go, our lion is back. After 20,000 years. I want to see the answer in his eyes. Hear a word of advice in these fleeting moments. But he gives no answers. All he does is look at me, waiting for me to find the answer. Yes, perhaps he's not even there. Or maybe the fever is worse than I thought. Lend me your ears. If any among you still have faith in the proud dukes that are the faces of our Victoria, you should go with that woman now. No one would fault your decision. The crowd rustles, but no one leaves. One among you? It is not our instinct to seek protection from the powerful. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I would very much like to. Oh, how I wish that the sorry sword I carry had the power to protect my friends. Trust that none among them would die. She would very much like to. How many times has she cried when no one was watching, wishing that someone could have saved her mother's life? You would very much like to. Don't look away. I know you would. The Sakas wouldn't have butchered your brother so badly you couldn't even identify his corpse. If the troops that were supposed to escort you didn't flee. But none among you have left. You know that those nobles don't care about you in the slightest. Hey, they need to eat some steak, okay? But do you really need to seek the strength and protection of another? It's always been like that for us. We keep worshipping people and things that never really gave us anything, become their willing slaves. Massacre, infection, besiegement. We survived all that on our own strength. We all want to go home. We all want this rotten war to end. We can't win by hiding. The fastest way this is to give those warmongering bastards hiding on Dinium the old 1-2 in the face. If the Dukes won't do it, we will. If no one will take us home, we will walk home ourselves. A gift fell into our laps. The unit ID that the Dukes left behind in Gaul. It was called the Exemplars. They were elites, the will of the nation, with a long list of accolades. But now, they're nothing more than this little box in my hands. It has no special powers, but we can take it back to Rondinium. Punch those warmongering bastards in the face. Throw this in the faces of the Dukes and tell them, this bloody land is our land! Right? She has the charisma for the speeches to be a queen at least. I want to go home, to the gym where my friends were. They want to go home, to the lives they once had. We cannot rely on others anymore. We cannot expect justice to be served on its own. I smash my hammer into the earth with all the strength I can muster. I do not know why I did it. All I know is that I can no longer hold back my anger. Bam. The hammer silences all other sounds. The Exemplars! It's the Glasgow gang that first breaks the silence. The Exemplars! Then they're joined by Delphine. The Exemplars! Until everyone joins in. The Exemplars! The Exemplars! The Exemplars! And that is how they all joined the army. See, I had a strange dream. I dreamed that a golden beast was taking a walk to our camp. Ah. So it was kinda there. One day we'll know what's up with the cool animals in this world. Good omen, perhaps. Let's hope it all goes smoothly. One of the Salvation Corps survived at Pentwood before us. We'll have even more hands once we join up with them. Who would have thought a few days ago that we would have our own army? I kind of like the name the Exemplars. Are you sure about this, Delvina? Are you bringing all of them back to Londinium? Very few of them are ready to fight Royal Court head-on. I mean, for that we will have Woods Island. Perhaps. Maybe more sacrifices along the way. Look at them. I protect them. Or maybe there will come a day when I don't need anyone's protection anymore. Yeah, because they're dead in their graves. Come on, Siege.
이 정도의 대결로는 이제 내게 부족하지 않나. 네가 더 광대한 체스판을 뜻대로 다루는 것을
Okay,
기대하도록
this
하지.
is where we learn about the goddamn altars. They could have saved us for later in the chapter. How absurd it is that we're chasing illusions on this battlefield full of bones, blood, smoke and mud. Since when has a tutorial a cutscene? I think that's the first time the game does it, or am I going crazy? Illusions are our only clue. Like the Lich said, the drifting fragments of history are the tracks it left behind. We passed through many wounds, some long forgotten, some never remembered to begin with. Soon, these lights will be gone too. Many times we barely arrived in time to grasp the last phases. We found 17 vampire war circles. Or maybe dozens more. Maybe even hundreds more of them on this battlefield. They all appeared within the past week. Scary level of efficiency. We found troop tracks on 2 of them, but the marks indicated that the troops were only on maintenance or patrol missions. I doubt there's much point in destroying the art circles. They could easily replace them with new ones. It's only that much more important to take control of that thing, whatever it is. This place is completely ruined. Just like the Woods Islanders said, it's another secret network of routes that lead into the city. Through these hubs, Theresis has shipped huge amounts of steel, crystal units, and witchcraft devices into Londinium. Enough to repair the shard and complete that airship. But how did these materials reach Londinium? Even the dumbest dukes wouldn't let large shipments of material outside their control to travel freely around Victoria. It's probably that they, like the Nachtsayer King's Legion, appeared out of thin air around the hubs. The so-called Saka supply line we've been looking for may be the last and least important step of the transport process. How did they do it? Not only that, if Theresis had access methods like this, why isn't he using them directly in battle? I mean, maybe keeping it as an ace in the hole? You know, you kinda really can surprise your enemy only once. Teleporting armies behind enemy lines, or plopping original bombs right on top of ducal flagships. Either there are limitations to the method, or it's actually really fragile. The Lich called it an art beyond the realm of original arts, but I just couldn't picture it. W, over there. Ah, no sign of battle. It's completely collapsed. W has looked detached ever since the encounter a few days ago, so I gaze absent-mindedly into the fire while on night watch. I can't help her. She'll get through this on her own. Yeah, she has the mental resilience and sanity you would expect from a mercenary. Let's go. There's nothing to see here. I look at the map in my hand. Scattered dots mark locations of the vampire art circles. I added a few. Doing a logistics hub just now. The Nachtseher King's Legion camp. Something had been placed there using the same methods. There must be something linking them. I scan the names on the map. Hills, valleys, small patches of forests, and a few small ponds. Some sort of commonality? Shared geographical traits? My eyes fall upon the name of a town. Brentwood. Yeah, that's why we will all meet up together. Yippee, the whole gang will be back together. Ines. You said that Woods Island analyzed the intel from the Defense Forces command tower, but he had set the sites near a town by the name of Brentwood. I draw a circle around Brentwood's location. Brochure came up with the analysis. They stole the records of all cargo movements and services entered the city in 1094 and created an overlapping route map. All the towns around Londinium were covered in these cargo movements on the map. It's Victoria's capital, after all. All the steak and wine the citizens enjoyed before the war didn't grow on the shelves. But the area around Brentwood is strangely empty. Only a few scattered entries around 1094 and 1095. It's pretty weird, like there's a forgotten town right here in the middle of Victoria. Woods Islanders think Brentwood might be the starting point of the Sarkas Underground Railroad, or the hub of a hidden network, implementing some sort of secret embargo. It just proved the existence of these logistics hubs. We also learned that Favises has a pair of, well, invisible hands, which lets him put things anywhere he wants. It's not horrifying at all. We need to reassess the significance of Brentwood. No. The closer we get, the more vampire art circles we see. Meanwhile, if we draw a line from the furthest points to Brentwood, we see that they're about equidistance. That might be the logistical limit. Stop guessing! I know Brentwood. You couldn't hide anything in that poor-ass town. There were barely any Sarkas vagrants when I visited a few months ago. Maybe the caverns just don't pass through, cause there's nothing interesting there. Yeah, you know, just bad mode network and no radio there. W disinterestedly throws the walk over. She's in a bad mood, alright. She would normally have thrown a grenade pin. The rock rolls on the map and falls right where I'm looking. I'm about to move it out away. There's a patch of hills not far behind Brentwood. Rock fell right in the middle of the icons representing hills. Let's go. It's not like we have any better leads. Maybe coincidence has something in mind. Let's start there. Let do be some walk. The hills are dark and eerie. A Victorian history book wrote that the study of history is like walking into a cave, reading the quains on the wall. Working blindly in the dark, all you can do is try to piece together the puzzle of where we came from by feeling around in the darkness. Right, that's why we write books. Land is not friendly to history. Original veins assimilate any organic tissue around them, even bones. Huh. Archaeology must be kinda awful on Terra. All that archaeologists had to work with are original infested ruins. See, I'm so smart. All they could do is mull over metal shards. But we are different. We are Sarkas. We have many ways to look back. Legend says that the Wyverns in the furnace of Castle whispered achievements of a certain king of Sarkas. Or the sad ending of another. Okay, why write books if you can just talk to the spirits of your ancestors? You have a point. When I was little, I used to wait by the furnace that never went out, hoping to capture a single echo from the past. But all I ever heard was silence. You might actually be right. There's something unusual about the shadows here. There seems to be a pattern in the chaos. It's like the ripples created by a sailing ship, overlapping and interfering with one another, until nothing is left but entropy. Not so much sailing as drifting. Drifting. Once heard a story from an old Diablo. This word came up in his broken whispers. What story? A story of disaster. Let's hope we don't run into the stuff of those stories. We are just handling Cthulhu here, don't worry. Let's hope we'll still have some good luck left in the bank. A merc who thinks he's lucky is a dead merc. Which is why we need you to stay behind, W. We're not here to fight. We need to figure out what we're facing. If things go south and we need to pull out, don't worry, I won't leave the way open for you. I set up the explosives and wait until you're almost at exit. Empires and Nachtsehre are hot on your tail. Maybe Favises himself. Just as you're about to see the light, boom! You become the tragic hero right out of your favorite stories, Söderer. He does look so happy. You can't handle Favisa on your own, W. Have you heard about how overpowered she actually is? Ines, I'll actually bury you. You know? You do you. She really will blow the hells apart though. We both know she's crazy. No need to provoke her with Favisa's name. It's just pathetic. The act that she's putting on. I'd rather she knew what she wanted. You've been in the city for so long. If she wanted to know the truth, she could have just asked you. Did she ever ask if that Favisa was real? She never asked me either. He's never grown up. You could do one of two things. Probably at that Favisa's feet and beg for forgiveness, or plan to kill her. But what is it that she's doing? Trying to prove that she's all great and powerful? Or is she trying to convince herself that nothing ever happened? That all she needs to do is kill people and plant mines like she always has, and it will pass? I mean, if you kill enough people, at some point you do get rid of your problems. It would have been fine if she could actually stop thinking about it. But right now, she's like a little girl standing on the ice. She takes a few steps forward, then a few steps back, looking around the same place, sinking into pointless sentimentality. I have no idea. I mean, I think there's probably gonna be a lot of character development next chapter in 14, right? Since I think that is when this is actually released. I might be wrong. But it would make sense. Give me a break. I just don't want the extra trouble. I don't know you cared so much about her. I care about me. I don't want to die because of her. In all seriousness, Ines, have you ever thought about going back to Castle? What? Am I in the way of your great plan? No, it just occurred to me that W and I have a reason to stay in this war. But what about you? I've got my reason too. Here we are. That is kinda a lot to hide, but yeah, I guess we got all the transportation. Yeah, inside the hill. We hollowed out the whole thing. Imagine how long that must have taken. Maybe with Art's powers. Or fuck. Oh no, okay, I want to say I've missed. I guess. I guess we can do art. We can do cool art break now, and then we will be back soon. And I get something nice to drink. Yippee! Be back in like 3 minutes, and then we will plop the altars. That is the White Queen. Time to beat up the altars. Right, that's going to make things easier for W's demolition plan. We can just make the whole roof fall in, kinda. Look at the size of these tracks and the loading mechanism. That's a big guy. Shh. Get into the shadows. When's the next shift? Close. It's always on time. I should have made a report to the boss. I would rather be outside killing Victorians. But that is insane. Come on, man. Everybody would kill to have just the boring guard duty. You're not a warrior. I don't need you to tell me. And just that this place is so oppressive. I see those illusions every day. The things you don't know whether they're real or not. It's like a maelstrom that keeps spitting out trash from another dimension. Good thing Ursula as a decent woman who doesn't pick on us for no reason or abuse her authority. Is she the youngest major ever, according to military commission ranks? She's not a member of the royal court. She won't go far. Wer die Verwieser in der Region aren't blue-blooded devils either. Screw the royal court. Castle wasn't won by those old fossils huddling around in a circle. But they are the strongest. That's because it's almost time. Go to the machine and prepare to load. Did you hear the name they said? Ursula. Could it be? It's not necessarily the one we're thinking of. Psychos names are often code names or taken from legends. You know, just pick up the sword. Ursula, the Time Stealer. Yeah, that is a cool name to have. Also of the Lock and Key. It's a Psychos legend about the Farrenmood. Anyone could have drawn from it. Wait. Ursula, the Time Stealer? What's the origin of your name? Öderer? Don't have one. That just sounded nice. Bells. Thank you for stating the obvious. Wait, over there. What's that? That is the car. What was that? The hills are trembling. No, space itself is trembling. A cutscene? This was a tutorial note. Weil... Okay, what the hell is this? This is just one big living organism. It's gonna get sucked up. Yippee. Do they have just flying ghost whales? What the hell? Luckily they're not using it for war or something. For an instant, I see visions beyond reckoning. Loaded emperors crumbling in halls of gold. Ancient bloodborn cutting open their wrists to feed the newborn. Diabolic flames burning amber. Demons of deer horns sprawl beneath Craterborn's walls, offering battered willowwood. One knot falls from nothingness, spitting into countless threads. A red-skinned monster cuts off its own horn, impaling its own chest with it. Lost the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Time for Seppuku. Broken shards become whole again. See a faraway city. Calm, peaceful. Not yet veiled. Not yet drowned in hatred. Its beauty is absurd and out of place, even a dream. For no reason at all, I'm convinced that it was Castle, a home that has long ceased to exist, from somewhere in history. I want to go there, go into there. I want to see what kind of life we once led. I lift my foot, put it down in the same place again. I watch it quietly, until all is silent, until A pathetic creature that does not but bleach bones move slowly. Nerve strands reach out and trapped in massive containers. It still roams this place. It is not dead yet. This is the cargo ship? So big. How did Vervises... we poured it in bone by bone. It is really... Well, it's not a time stealer. Does he just come with twink and smoke? What is this? What a coincidence, right? The legend of Ursula tells of a castle being attacked by a Faramut. We could start the time of all things and peer into the past through the fog. Through so many pasts the hero Ursula journeyed, rescuing their kin lost in the mirage of time. Who knew that I, who took the name by happenstance, would one day witness the legend with my own eyes? Don't think I've seen a unit of her. She is well endowed for sure though. But I do like her horn design. You've really ground those horns into shape, Ines. You could almost pass for a true blue Sarkas. Ursula, are you really going to betray General Manfred Höderer? I knew you wouldn't kill Ines when I first heard the rumors, but the confidential nature of my work precluded a personal visit to Londinium to see you. Aren't you supposed to be the handpicked successor to the Scar Market? Sounds like you're already the bone driver here. Displaying a hero fashioned worth such loyalty and commitment. Ancient things are not so appealing anymore. Yeah, now I want a living whale. Only one stuck in the past would continue to use the name. You could give yourself a new name. How would old friends who came a long way to visit be able to find me then? Care for a twink? It didn't used to be a twinker. People are allowed to change for the worse, okay? Used to. You didn't used to swing your sword at me either, Ines.
익숙한 전장이군.
Okay, so I know we get a cool bomb thing. We have to move to the altar. I've played like one stage in CC that I've experienced. It was this? I played it in some extra game mode and was pain and suffering. Yeah. Some altered things came back to life. It's the blood calling altar's doing. A tactical witchcraft platform periodically recycles blood ember from dead vampires spawn to reduce bloodborne spawn. So that is how we get a bloodborne sequel. We have to use W's anti-witchcraft to positionally bomb to destroy the blood calling altar. Right? You know, luckily she just had one of those bombs in her backpack. So we can vanquish the enemy for good. We can only maintain our lines for now.
네 결정을 의심하지 마라.
What
보이는
does?
족족
Assume
전장이
3% is through
어디로
damage.
도망칠 셈이지?
Interesting.
누군가 알아채기 전에 네 시체를 어둠 속에
I should not have pressed the button immediately. This one though. Bombs in position. I still need some manpower to fire up the bomb to transport. To get it to automatically move towards the altar. First by attacking the transport. The enemies can store the transport movement speed with their attacks too. The bomb will explode once it reaches the altar, destroying it. Once it's gone, the blood ember will vanish on its own. Try and see it for yourself. But yeah, it should be kinda super simple. Can I? Where do I want to put you? Maybe
젊은이 냄새까지 감출
it's
수 있지.
Quabble time.
좋은 장소네.
We just fire the hell at
사냥감의
us.
냄새가 섞여 있어.
누군가 알아채기 전에 네 시체를 어둠 속에 묻어줄게.
이 화살을 봐라.
That was really not that bad. Can you make more bombs? Yippee.
누군가 알아채기 전에 네 시체를 어둠 속에 묻어줄게.
제법이잖아. 만약 시라쿠사에서 태어났다면 넌 틀림없이 굉장한 실력의 사냥꾼이 됐을 거야.
I'm still a great hunter. I can like kill mice or something, according to my cat. Follow delusions remnants and chase after the source. Okay, now we have the altar. When the units have increased the deployment time. And Sakas Bombardier's HP and defense are increased. Well, time to suffer. Oh, now we are just going straight into the stage.
實在諗唔到嘅話，就將最艱巨嘅任務交俾我啦。
I feel like a silver ash here will be
전황은
offered later.
명확하다.
Oh fuck, that's
결단은
damage. Huh?
얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
얘들아, 도와주러 왔어. 와, 아마 실력발휘 해볼까?
Okay. How do we do this? How do
우연히도 눈이
you need
모든 것을
support?
묻어버리기를
Okay,
기다리도록
this is how we do this.
말하기 좀 그런데 내가 일으킨 트러블은 나밖에 수습 못해. 하이 볼테이지 봐.
Actually, I wonder how the text. I guess the snow would not help. Now I think about it for 5 more seconds.
휠체어로는 철분 위에서 들이붙지 못할 거라고.
But I guess for this one we want actually units of fast attack speed if possible.
결단을 내려라. 얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
Con incapacitarlos basta. Pero
무장사고 확인.
결단은
That should also do
정부를
it
더럽힌 것을
on its
후회하게
own.
되리라.
다들 이쪽으로 와.
This seems like the easiest thing in existence.
모두 안심하고 싸워. 내가 옆에 있으니까.
결단을 내 놈들은 잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았고 눈 모든 것을 묻어버리기를 기다리도록 하지.
Yeah, we've basically done it. I can have this, I guess.
돌아올 수 있으면
칼날의 기세는 눈에 보이지 않습니다. 칼집 안에 있다고 얕보지 않는 게 좋을 겁니다.
Get slimed. I guess the game really expected to be slow with the altar.
지금부터 싸우는 방법.
Okay, that was a misclick.
우연히도 내 놈들은 잘못된 길, 내 놈들은 잘못된 길을
No,
의심치도
what I really
않았고
wanted was have monster instead. Which is kinda awful without. I guess we could do this.
要嚟真啊！開啟墓碑嘅界名，諗好啦嘛？
박사, 타이어가 지면틈에 끼어버린 것 같아.
Right?
좀 도와줄래?
Easy progress, I guess.
하이파이브.
An unexpected reunion. None of us resemble who we once were. 12 tiles. 12 tiles? Please don't tell me it's like all of them. This one also has to have story again. No? Okay, okay. It is like
화살을
all of
시위에
those
건 이상
goddamn tiles.
더 주저할 필요가
Jesus
있겠습니까?
fucking
모두 안심하고
Christ.
내가 옆에 있으니까.
모두 계산대로다. 결단을 내려라. 내 놈들 잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았구나.
We can beat this probably.
오늘도 잘
Oh,
부탁해.
you made this thing faster for sure. I'm not going crazy. Oh, you can be here.
No llevará mucho.
Yeah, Murder can tank that.
우연히도 얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
I guess I have a Savia.
앞으로 전진하겠다.
Soli could also have done a great job.
포기하지 마.
Entendido. No te muevas. Así nos ahorramos.
I hope Murder actually
정보를 더럽힌 것을
just make sure.
후회하게 되리라.
Okay, we basically need to do this.
포기하지 마.
실력발휘 해볼까?
Don't need it anymore.
우연히도 내 놈들은 정부를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
That's gotta take a
하긴.
hot minute. Well, once we're there, it's like so easy. I did not really pick that many ranged units.
우연히도 얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
금방 끝난다.
Locust would also go wide for this for sure. Who died? Oh, how did... I guess I never pressed the button, huh?
혼란 속에선 아무리
내 놈들.
Okay, I actually need to
Así
heal
nos
this.
ahorraremos el esfuerzo.
Oh, it's going to shit.
우연히도 눈 모든 것을 묻어버리기를 기다리도록 하지.
리더, 베르스 데오 몰레트!
다들 멈추십시오. 이 길은 통행 금지입니다.
Maybe you got this.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
Okay, at least those things are not tanky.
녹아 사라지듯.
But what? I might... Oh, I did not dying because I did not drop the altar, so the mechanic. I should read.
이제부터
Reading is nice.
감히 어디?
Yeah, that is the actual problem.
우연히도 얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
Wait, what do you mean? Don't tell me that Silver Ash could actually freeze
제일 먼저
those.
불러주지 않아도
That is
월급은 제일
horrifying.
먼저. 야, 눈 크게 뜨고 있으려는 노력을 해볼게.
이제부터는 하늘을 염을 보호했고 대사
Okay, we're getting
정부를
there.
더럽힌 것을 후회하게.
다들 이쪽으로 와.
It would be okay.
전황이 복잡.
Is that cap how many get revived?
이 길은 통행 금지입니다.
Since the last one did not get revived there. Alright, now I guess we're going back to this game being easy.
기도하십시오. 다들 이쪽으로 와. 지금부터 싸우는 방법 복습해도
Just shoot like
만일을 위해서 한
this.
번 더 묻는데 아름다운 인간 세상이랑 지옥의 파노라마 뷰 중에 뭘로
I
할까?
guess we also don't need Immortal anymore. Maybe I should have kept Aruka.
제 베르스 데오 몰레트!
I think the annoying part is those enemies spawning on this side. But it was kind of root of the game. Actually, you don't. Okay, give your
결단
charges.
얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
Now we will finally get nice talk with Ursula. Right. I'm thinking an old friend isn't necessarily a good thing for Asakas. I may not be a sarcasm, but I know to come prepared. When you're a kid, you're naive and stupid. Little camaraderie is enough to get your handing over your head filled fast. Even if the place where you built that camaraderie stinks as bad as Castle. Eventually, at some point, you grow up. Maybe it's the first time you kill someone. Maybe it's the first time you almost bleed out. Maybe it's the first time you crawled out from under a pile of corpses. You start learning how to live in the grown-up world. You can be ruthless. You use any means necessary. You can even throw your friends under the bus just to live on. Nobody will hold it against you. And then, the confused plot comes around, and you bump into an old friend. Honestly, after all these years apart, even with your old friends, you really have that much to talk about. It's just, when you were young and stupid, you not over the trust, you build a friendship. But when you're at that age, you have the unique opportunity to talk about friendship in Castle without being laughed at. You know, Sarkas great people for sure. Ursula, we're done unloading. We're counting everything in at the warehouse. Same as before. Steel, pure gold, Witcham, stuff like that. There hasn't been a personal transport in weeks. Sounds like most of the forces from the Royal Court and Castle are already here. Man, they have pure gold? We are rich, we just gotta steal this. That makes things easier on us. Back when the Royal Court guys were floating around, they come down here and complain to us. Made all sorts of trouble. Stop. That's enough for now. Oh, sorry. Hey, Commander, been posted to the way station for 6 months now. According to rotation schedule, it's about time for me to... I haven't received any new orders for you. But... your performance speaks for itself. I could approve 3 days of leave for you. Oh, Ursula. But don't let it go to your head. Make sure to stay grounded. All your life in Castle, you were a cobbler. Greatest accomplishment is nailing souls together. What are you in the running for, unless you prepare to blow yourself up? Ursula, you're no fun. Get out of here, kid. I watch Ursula's profile, the corners of her mouth curling up. Thinking back to then. She carries herself the same way at least. The young Sarkas cobbler approaches Höder and slyly hands him a flask. Hey, brother. Hold on to this for me. Ursula can't go a day without this stuff. You're really something, man. Walking around with this piece at your side and still? Watch your mouth, cobbler. What's sweeter than honey? What's toxic as nightshade? Nightshade is toxic as nightshade. You're welcome. Looks like he hasn't even had his coming of age yet. Those years with Her Highness Harissa did a lot to see these kids grow up nice and sheltered. Now, he's in a war out here by Londinium. Mother and sister joined hands to create the worst joke in history. If only it wasn't a joke. If you open that notebook, I'm setting it on fire. Höder quietly tucks away his notebook. Man. You two haven't changed. That's nice. It's been years since that operation. Me, Höder and W. The old W got ourselves into trouble. Killed some people we shouldn't have killed. That's not just a scar market. Showing your faces in Castle would be trouble for you. I see your name still a lot on the bounty lists. You're famous. Hey, thank you for the raid, Synonymous. How are you doing? I hope you had a nice stream. Have to wait and bail. Thank you, thank you. But hey everyone, I'm playing too much of this gacha game basically since I'm going through the story. But I'm one of those thingy people that tweets, so buckle up for bad voice acting. Got my ass kicked in oh. Man, I still did not try out Reclamation Algorithm. I feel like... I mean, it's maybe interesting to play, but all the things I've heard on social media about it is like... That is awful to play, so I've never played it. It's that easy. I've never been a cheap date. Sure enough, Ines' investment paid off well. We're all so young. Getting old now? I'm a Sarkas. You're a sheep. Excuse me, she's a goat, I think. I guess they are kinda the same. In theory, I'm gonna live longer than you, Ines. We're all infected, so this isn't about racial lifespans. Good point, but look at all this alcohol in my blood veins. That's gonna keep me healthy for 50 more years. I'd think to you and wish myself good health. Remember you used to say that if a Sarkas wants to live long, she needs to keep a clear head before somebody else weighs it for coin. Whoever wants it can take it. Victorian, Sarkas. Doesn't matter to me. She leans in close, seizing me up, and glances at Höderer. You've got wrinkles, Ines. Oh, come on, that is just rude to say. Also, please show me any wrinkles on this goat. I died 3 times, and only got a few wrinkles to show for it. I should thank the myriad souls. You don't thank them. You're a sheep. As for Höderer, you're missing an eye. She is stating the obvious. Wanna see the socket? That's all thanks to the fine Capinaire woman right here. Lose an eye or lose your head. You had a choice. I guess Ines spoke her heart when she made the move. Drop it. Your old friends getting together again. Can we get back to a nice atmosphere of sentimental nostalgia? Can we just get drunk and hammered? Talk about days gone by. Muse on the passage of time. We could talk about how you became the youngest major in the military commission. Driver of the skeletal Faramut. Commander Ursula. Yes, we should talk about that. Otherwise nobody knows my lore and won't pull when I become a pullable character. Actually, I assume that, at least I don't think she exists, that we will get her pullable anytime soon then. Otherwise, being who we are, we shouldn't be so warm and friendly. And we could also talk about you. These 2 Sarkas. 1 Sarkas traitor and 1 sheep. Why are you popping up at the secret military commission site? Funny that you ask. We are hiking in the hills and you know what, one thing led to the next. I know you were detained by General Manfred, Höderer. And he let him go. And you and Ines, who disrupted our operations, together with an obnoxious little girl planting bombs all around, so into my territory in broad daylight. As an officer of the military commission, I can't very well let that go. It's 2 against 1 here, Ursula. I think she has a lot more backup. Is it? Remind me, where are we again? Since when? Girl wasn't like this before. You're welcome to Twy, Ines. She's wearing a smile, but she's dead serious. The most important thing I've learned over the years is to be true to my decisions. And Vervises is your decision? No. Military commission is. You decided to go with Babel. Or what is it called now? Woods Island? I decided to stand with the commission. You decided our paths a long time ago. Ursula, we can still... No. I know what you want. Ritter, you haven't changed a bit. But we are not those kids who strutted around cheery for a whole day on the back of a single bounty anymore. We don't get to relax after our missions these days. No idle afternoons on the streets of Castle. It sounds like you need to change your job. We are Sakas. Or at least we are citizens of Castle. It's our responsibility to make those streets and alleys a better place. Castle is the main issue here, Ursula. And you've gotta admit, the military commission is the best choice we've got. Even Her Highness Vervisa wouldn't disagree. It was the two royals who made Castle into a nomadic city. The both of them who made it possible for us to even talk about the future of the Sakas here. It was the same two royals who promoted me, giving a poor girl from the slums a chance to stand in the sight of the royal court, among those pure and ancient bloodlines. Once trapped by naivety and compromise, the Sakas lose our chance at a true homeland. Yes, true homeland, where one of the natives wants to get rid of you. There's no room for me to hesitate here. Military commission. It's the foundation for Castle to become a nation. Will there even be a Castle once this war's over? All I know is I'm no traitor. Awkward looks. I mean, you know, you're not join being a traitor. Sure, we were prepared to bump into this old friend from the beginning. Rita were technically crosses from my side to confront the stupid girl, the major of the military commission. 10 minutes, that's my limit. Get as much intel on that thing as you can. I bypass several Sakas blocking my way, shadows entwining the ankles. I leap up, climbing the nerve clusters of this terrifying creature, a slippery feeling making me slightly sick. Is this a Farronwood? I've never seen one before. Show me the secrets hiding in your mind. Okay, but what if we steal like just one big bone? This isn't a good section to walk on. My luck has been pretty bad lately, always ending up in the body of some kind of monster. Last time it was the Revenant, this time it's whatever this is. I hope I don't have to jump off it this time. To be fair, at least the fall cannot be that big. These nails, piercing its spine must be some kind of witchcraft device. Are those nerve clusters trembling? Does this thing still have a will of its own? Hey, that would be optimal. Can we not just feed then? She's here. Oh, it is so quick. Climb up the skeleton in hot pursuit. The sinews between the bones become something like a ladder for them. Splinters of fallen bones serving as their weapons. You know war, Ursula's trained a real elite unit. But they could stand to work in some variety. Down they go. All they've got is mere numbers. A foreboding instinct pops into my head. I instantly dodge to the side. A huge cluster of nerves comes crashing down, and the bone fragments I have been standing on shatter and crumple. No, the poor whale. It's so hard on itself. Looks like every bone fragment, every bundle of sinew here could be a deadly weapon. That's a pain. Nerve cluster wraps around again. I sink my dagger into it so hard that it recoils violently, carrying me high into the air. Alright, so that's the most basic of reflexes. Good enough. There's a cabin up ahead. Man. Do I want to even know the kill count of somebody like Enos? Right there. For all my might, I kept the dangling bundle of nerves and leap away. This kinda almost looks more like a spaceship than a skeleton. Dust everywhere. A ruined, weathered bone. This should be the center. No clear interface. Is it driven purely by witchcraft? A willing slave. Marionette controlled by strings. No, just give it enough beat. Then it will do anything you want. You dodged my arts, Enos. That should have gone right to your heart. You still haven't fixed that old habit of yours. Your casting always deviates a little to the left. Lucky, I've been on the bad end of that enough times. In a hurry? The Teutoburger will make a fool out of you. It's fragile, isn't it? Not as honest as it seems. You're welcome to guess. If you get a chance, I'd really like to hear about those 3 deaths you mentioned. Must be a thrilling story. Right? All you have to do is keep her alive, at least. You wanna try once? No, I'd rather us live. You can make it through the chaos and live on, that is. Tremendous force flips me over. The nerve bundle sweeps away, trying to tag me with it. The Faronmouth is gradually swinging its body. They've built a lot of cabins here, and the thing tends to drift into the space. What if the Faronmouth wanders when I'm not in one of the cabins? You gotta get sucked into the air for sure. You don't want to find out. We're not Teutoburger. We're not into becoming history. I don't think anybody would remember your name, to be honest. Maybe Teutoburger would write you down, I guess. Shadows like blades sweep through the hall of bone. Save what's left of your dignity, Enos. There's no point. The shadows can protect you from the might of a Faronmouth. But the bone dust takes flight again, filling my vision. Thanks for the reminder. Teutoburger! Oftentimes, even I have to admit that Teutoburger makes a pretty good partner. Everyone with an eye patch just gets main character energy. I'm actually glad we didn't betray each other. It's hard to find a sarcasm like him. The past was tough, the future's gonna be tough too. The dim firelight rises with the dust twisting. A figure emerges from the embers, sparks in the wind cinch his cloak and my hair. And sometimes, only sometimes, I'm willing to tolerate his obnoxious arts. Wow. Actually, I don't think we should of his arts too much yet. Here we're past the age when we can talk about friendship. But I'd rather live in a future castle that keeps the silly naivety we always laughed at. The turbulence is intensifying. I grab his hand. I forgot to tell you, Teutoburger. Colonel Manfred gave me your book. It's pretty good, I have to admit. Man, he never's gonna get royalties for any of his writing, will he? You gathered up the bits and pieces, arranging them in a chronological order, thinking you found the thread. But you've been running all this time. Do you plan to do this forever? Stop it, Ursula. Time to say goodbye. Teutoburger, you're jumping with me this time. then get swept away by the turbulence of history. Never forget the present, the life that you're living. But that's stinky. You're the boss. Boiling shadows point the way for us, scorched dust carrying us along. The illusions shift before our eyes. When I'm falling fast enough, I suddenly realize that history really does look pretty fragile and hypocritical. I see a vast and familiar battlefield. One of the war zones in Castle. The flames are still burning. I recall the past. Röderer always wanted to steer clear of the war that tore apart his people. I forced myself to turn my head, while he single-mindedly focused on finding a suitable landing zone. Run away from the war? We were in that bubble when Her Highness came under attack. We could have left Castle straight away. Why did we go back for W? Because she was your friend. Why join the Union? Why lay low in Londinium all this time? What is Röderer fighting for anyway? What am I fighting for? No nice peaceful life for your people one day. We break to the earth, the illusions vanish, and we see what was always there. He grabs my arm, telling me to be ready. Arts and Velabas, and my vision clears. Shadows rise from the ground. Maybe I stopped running a long time ago.
박사, 타이어가 지면 틈에 끼어버린 것 같아. 좀 도와줄래?
Do we get to blow up more altars? No, we get more cutscene.
타이어?
It's no use fleeing. The bloodline's predestiny will always catch up in the end. It's a time to see the royal court defending their veil. The myriad souls lie prostrate. Howling knocks on the door from beneath. Tangible usurps intangible. Quisatus die? There was an attempt. Worst witness. The black crown imprisoned. Defender perpetually innocent. Because kings are born before immortality. Or do we actually see the corpse and hold silent? Is W back yet? No. Time she spent on this mission has already exceeded our worst case calculations. How's Nightingale doing? Dead. Shining looks past the window and at Nightingale, sleeping soundly under the trees outside. Not great. Liz has never been more stable than she is right now. But the amount of original in her body is rising. It's highly likely her nociceptors will be affected. This can't be an ordinary infection symptom. Perhaps due to Sarka's witchcraft devices on the battlefield. Or maybe the whispering of the Revenant. I don't know. There's no way I can tell Liz that I feel her pain. I have no idea what's going on. But yesterday, she was happily telling me how she hasn't been feeling any pain in her dreams for a long time now. She might be dying, but she has good mental health finally. She stopped playing League of Legends. Hesitating. Been like this ever since she returned from the Confessarius place alone. Do you remember what you told me when you applied to come with me to Londinium? To heal Liz, Dr. Calcite. The goal I've never wavered on. Ever. We may not know the exact status of her illness, but we all know what it means to heal her. The things we need to do will not change. On this I'm clear. I have faith in you both. Will you look at Nightingale? Since us with compassion. Not just her doctor. She's healing your fears too. Her body has its issues, but she's a member of the Followers, as well as your companion. Not a delicate flower that needs your protection. The Conversavi's secret is truly a sickening affair, but we might only be able to uncover the truth by facing the abomination lurking in the utmost depths head on. I know you may be somewhat worried. As I said when we first agreed to work together, Woods Island will help you if you ever need a hand. Thank you, Dr. Calcite. A blue fowl beast chirps as it lands on Shining's shoulder. This is Liz's usual way of greeting her. This is awake. I'll go fetch her. Man, that's the life, doesn't even need to get up and just send bird. I'm fine, Shining. You don't have to look after me so meticulously. Yes, we're just discussing your condition. There are some signs that aren't too great. The vicinity of Londinium has turned into a war zone. There's some things that are affecting your health. Dr. Calcite and I are currently discussing our next course of action. This place is also just a temporary foothold. Shining, I'm here. Closer. Alright, it's time for a hug. Look at you. Why wear that face when you've already made up your mind? We can't run forever. The way things are now, we might as well confront them with our dignity intact, right? I know you'll stay with me, so I'd rather stay here and be a little more proactive. This. Be strong, Shining. Brows have been knitted ever since you met with them. Are you nervous? Oh, right. I was napping under the tree earlier. I had a dream. I think we were children, walking in a stream. The water didn't even reach our cars. It was cold, but very pleasant. We didn't speak, only walking along quietly, and that does sound actually just like a nice day in the summer. And then I woke up. I saw a strange fowl beast pecking at its own plumage. It seemed to be pecking at its bruise-covered body, and it was entirely covered in blood. It gazed at me with a pleading look in its eyes, crying as it huddled in its own nest. There was not liquid pouring down its face. It was white wax. Okay, you might need therapy. Even with the mess of feathers were all frozen, it was still chirping before it died. Freezer bears witness. It was a strange melody that sounded like. Freezer bears witness. Yes. This? She's not speaking in tongues, don't worry. Shining spots a black fowl beast resting on the tree, weakly nesting on a crown made of dead branches. It looks back at Shining, and a tumbling cry resounds from its sivings, a rhythm permeating. A black feather floats from the crown of dead branches. Covers everyone's vision despite its tiny size. You led me here, and so I've come to take you home, Liz. Monster? Me! Return from whence you came. Who do we have to beat up? The structure's so fragile. It seems Avisa's blade is sharper than I imagined. Oh, it's a Conversavius. That makes sense. Watch out, Shining. It's fine, Liz. He can't harm me. Your request. It will be a challenge to return your body to its peak condition. It's time for the One Punch Man regime. That will eat into my experimentation time. I think you'd willingly leave that sordid lair of yours. Black fowl beast rests on the dead branches in the Conversavius sand. Its robust body is covered by an abundance of feathers, shining with luster. It was reborn so easily and instantly from corruption. Seems like you're anxious about something as well. We have already arrived at the gate. Now it's time to open the gates to hell. Yippee! You've made great strides in our experiments. Even just knocking softly on the door. You must attend the final ritual. Monster, meltdown. Hey. 5 minutes will be enough, Salus. Stop her with your life. Do not let them hinder me. Hey. Of course. A black curtain of satin drapes down. It binds the howling monster in multiple layers, giving it less and less space to struggle. Hey! The hearts are black. Is that Mia's? What have you done to her? But we just had a nice talk. No. I didn't defeat her. I should have been able to besend the King of Sarkas to the leader unharmed. It's a pity. But no matter. Even just getting a glimpse can let the fake take another step forward. So, little creature, don't disturb our leader at work. Follow me elsewhere to wait till he's done. It's time to take Monster on a walk. Me. Monster. But I can't see it. You know a shape to exert yourself. Said last time that our next meeting would be on the battlefield. Oh. Then why are you concealing your sword even now? You sought to sever your ties with our lineage when you left home. This whole time I've been looking forward for you to return and fulfill your promise. That means I can inherit more. The house will be mine, you fool. I gave you time, but you disappoint me again and again. You were supposed to produce the next me. You would have created the most intangible plotline in the last 100 years. Sharp, but so impure. What's happened to your soul? She's not corrupted by sin anymore. Did you think you still had hope to cling on to after leaving us? This! Come back! I won't. Let you manipulate me. Oh. A creation that has surpassed my expectations. You're supposed to be just a shell, and yet you can touch me? Now, Shining. I can't hold on much longer. A strange feeling surges from within Shining. Nightingale is resisting the Confessarius, and even suppressing him. Ancient Devil Souls has never manifested in such a vulnerable state before. Bloodline. The word itself sounds unreal, but at this moment, there seems to be an extensive crack of blood right in front of her eyes. But Shining hesitates. Why is this so simple? How could it be this simple? Nightingale, stop! It's a trap. He's waiting for your ass to resonate. Huh? Time slows down. Monster fights with Salus as Calcite yells out. Everything flows past like streams of light. Both you and I know where fate will lead us, but those without self-awareness will only trap themselves in their own pitiful cage. It's futile to despise your bloodline and resist your fate. No one can deny the natural gifts bestowed by our bloodline. I will do for you what you're hesitating to do, to crack an opening in the cage. Enter it with me, and I will bring you back onto the right track. Think it through before you make your choice. Yes. A white sword pierces through her heart atop a stone platform covered with dead branches. Shining remembers the first time she cried. She remembers just how amazing it was, the birth of an unexpected emotion. A brand new soul is carved anew under the plate. Why will I keep losing Daya? That's the neat part. Daya is just super tough. Like, you kinda need to hope that you get good RNG to get the stacks early. I feel like otherwise I also just lose on Dire. But I believe in you. So, are you practicing for the tournament? And I guess this is a good moment to take a breather and I get something to drink. So a 3-minute break and then we will back and beat up the Sarkas as we always do. Be right back. Okay, time to beat them up. Satch, come on, you won't lose, right, Sat? Shining remembers the first time she cried. She remembers just how amazing it was. Birth of an unexpected emotion. Apparently soul is carved anew under the plate. I've seen pain, the tears. Accidents are bound to bring surprises. You could have stopped the explorations here and now. You just can't bear to destroy the ignorant consciousness in that hollow shell. Excuse me, that's still a living being. And so you zoom memories into the empty husk instead. She's Liz, she shouldn't. You did this of your own free will. Build up the consciousness with a name, with Liz. Okay, this is a very slow zoom in. This is the fate of the completely silent person sitting across from her at a long table. They agreed to sit here every night at the same hour for dinner together. But the white-horned Sarkis opposite her with a sword in her hands no longer speaks or moves outside of recording her every action she can remember today. Liz always asks herself if it done something to upset her. Liz misses the beautiful memories, how their lives were before. I keep having the same dream every day. Team of us as children, walking in the stream, hand in hand. Then I flew upwards, and kept going higher and higher. You couldn't hold me back. I saw you crying from the clouds. Every time I wish to return to your side, I always wake up in pain. Well, have you tried not flying? I ache from your suffering. I want to bear it for you. I just need you to tell me why you feel like this. Quill Sasiniak? This name means inseparable hope, our destiny. I wonder what language moods their names have. They're awful to pronounce. I'm horribly sorry. Otherwise, it might be cool to know actually from what culture they come from. Poor Liz. She thinks it's all her fault, because of the momentary kindness you showed her. I've already abandoned that sinful name. I'm called Shining now, and will always be. Is that so? Are you sure you can resist your family's destiny? It has carried on for a millennium. I'm looking forward to it. Liz holds the blue foul beast rescued from the river in her hands. The indigo feathers are trembling, and the cold river water makes her shiver. She thought Kvisasnik would get angry at her, but a sorrowful Sarkis merely waves a brand new birdcage for Liz. Put it inside, and I'll stay safe always. I'm sorry. I need to come up with something else to say, man. What is a good word with Q? Okay, Q. Why is the only thing in my head is Q-bird? Qua? I didn't mean to endanger myself by going to the river to save it. But I just couldn't watch it die. I became fond of the moment your family gifted it to me. It likes to fly freely. Once it gets too far away from me, it seems to lose its life. Falls into the river. You say I did something similar yesterday, but I have no recollection of that at all. But I'll listen to you. Put it inside a cage. I'll keep it safe. Please don't get angry. Promise you something so foolish as this won't ever happen again. Cage has finally accepted her own duty. And you have also realized your own destiny. The more fragments and lies you fill her up with, the more confusion and suffering she goes through. I've lifted those dusty fragments to her. There's no undoing her awakening. Eventually, she will suffer as her rootless consciousness crumbles. I won't let her Father. I end our sins with my own hands, and Liz will be cured. What next? So regaining the truth, the very thing you fear, my dear sister. I wonder if I would have read Summerside so as I know what is actually up with Liz. But don't do this to her. She has a pretty design. This is the source of your woeful hesitation. I tolerate you wandering around with this receptacle, continuously strengthening this fragile cage, because I trust you to cherish it with your all, and you never disappoint me. Eventually, you come back to my side with the cage in tow. That's what you've done. Look, she even tried to cage me in. Get the opportunity for you to defeat me. Rebellious love for her, but her fate-resisting conscience have sadly one become another catalyst together. It's fine, they're just in her teenage years. Afterwards we'll all be okay. You even want to use the hope she found herself? Shining, are you here? I can sense you breathing, but I can't see you. I'm here, Liz. She can't hear your voice. You're walking within her tethered consciousness. Inside the cage. Shining sees the blue foul beast, huge enough to fill her vision. Whoop. Shine quiz eye look down on her. She's unable to see herself reflected in those eyes. The foul beast's sharp beak opens and closes. A mellow voice trails in from nowhere. Shining, there's a vague question echoing in my head together with a name that stings me, but I can't recall it at all. Might be able to remember it after we leave this place. I found I can share the pains of others, and so down their lives withering away. Oh god damn it. Oh. My mouse. One day I should get a new mouse. You said we'd go faraway places to find a way to cure me. Maybe I can cure others in pain along the way too. She's submerged in those disorderly and fragmented memories. Will eventually lose herself in them. Or perhaps she'll go mad. Maybe she'll end her own life before that happens. Or we fix her, you know, therapy. But you know how to solve this. Quack. I've taught you. Draw your sword and cut down your blood relatives here and now. Our souls will reconnect with your sword as a bridge, and you will give birth to ancient power. Thank you for specifying, otherwise it would be kinda awkward to tell your daughter, take my soul and give birth. This is your inescapable destiny. Become one with me. Use the remains of your bloodkin to nourish her consciousness that will stay shattered otherwise. Forgive me, Liz. Don't do it. How does it look like outside while they are in her consciousness? Shining clutches the sword in her arms, and Nikon Vasaria's hand is already pressing on the scabbard. At least, Qua. They ain't neither about to pour out from the sheath, but a single hand holds onto Shining's sleeve. It's Liz, isn't it? Look at her. Do it for her. Shining. I like your name much better. Liz. I feel like I've slept for a long time. Lost myself within an infinity of fragments. But I heard your voice. You guided me to a place buried underneath the countless fragments. I dug up some of my splintered memories there. I still haven't remembered them all. But I've recalled the question that I should have given you my answer to long ago. I forgave you long ago. Even before we resolved to seal all the memories of that laboratory away. So I'm angry with you for deciding to act on your own without asking me. Yes, I've always loved the name you chose for me. Don't run away and bear everything by yourself. Let me promise to face it all together. Shining sees Nightingale's eyes and her smile. She gets weak on her knees. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame her. When she comes back to her senses, the hand has already quietly slipped away from her sleeve. A tragedy we have here, but ending has already been determined. You killing me will turn you into the breeding ground for the next in our bloodline. Or you can look on helplessly as you watch me take her away and drown in your regrets after. It's all the same, sister. Okay, what if we just capture you? So, you need to retreat. Or you get killed by Ascalon. Right, at least she got her car. How many bloodlines have we yet to touch, Chimera? Show me. How many times can you put blood back into your body? Tell yourself your own fate. Me. Me. Your little monster's copy is quite pure. Is this because you're not as strong as you were before your rebirth? Or is Dame Kal'Tsit, beloved of all tribes, even more injured than I thought? Meh. Why choose to copy monster? Bleh. The other part has chosen you. So what will you bring him? The name Kwe itself is the answer. Inextinguishable hope. Kwe. The cage is already awake. You continue to keep her by your side. She will only, like the dewdrops of an early dawn, evaporate and fade away in the light. It sounds like a human life, you know? Not everyone is meant to be immortal beings ruling the world in the shadows or something. I will take her away. I will help you maintain her. I will help you make amends. I will forge this cage into a crown. And then we will be the king of Sarkas for all eternity. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure how to feel about that offer. There's no point in chasing after him. Take stock of our losses and prepare to move at once. We still have unstabilized wounded, but our cover here has already been blown. Dr. Kal'Tsit! Raider Nightingale is an employee of the Woods Island Medical Department. We will not allow anyone to take her away or to do her harm. But we might place her in greater danger if we make any rash moves. After all, we are facing an immortal Lord of Fiends that has been coveting the crown for thousands of years. It's fine, we just need to get Locus and he will go up to him and tell him to kill himself and it's gonna fix our problems. Kwe, the one who knocks on the door, the king of usurping kings. Man, imagine to just have the title of the usurper king. Nothing wrong with that. I knew the threat of the Confessavi since the day of Babel, even though my numerous countermeasure attempts were all in vain. The Rhesus concealed them so well that everyone merely thought of them as the region's guards. Please be at ease. I know what you have to do now. I thought you'd be less calm than this. What's your plan? Liz, she has made her own choice. A choice even I had never dared to think of. Daring, aggressive, and also the most effective method. Seems like the one afraid of loss and death has always been me. What I need to do. It's to catch up to her. I believe in you both. How's Amiya, Ascalon? She's alive. She and the doctor were also beset by the Confessavi surprise attack, and now with Logos. Amiya has been affected by some kind of witchcraft. The one who they call Salus tried to seize the King of Sarkas' power from her directly and failed. But Amiya's current condition is very strange. She's speaking in tongues. Man, it must be a Babel thing. She's fallen into a coma. Amiya's connection with the Lord of Fiends is only growing stronger, so we can only place our faith in her. We also discovered several of the vampire's art circles, accompanied by some illusions from history. The doctor mentioned that the ritual used to build these art circles was very special. Special. Well then, Dr. Musty, I thank you for your assistance. What do you seek from us? We seek change, tone ourselves, and meaning. We seek the meaning of living a long and disordered life. You will show it to us, and we will verify it. That's all. Turns just into another monster, slithers away. Closure and files receive displays thoroughly. I leave in 3 hours. Leave a message for W to head towards Brentwood as per our original plans. We really have to hurry. Hey, Uncle Noble! The answer my classes fell out again. You're gonna be blind. Ooh. That is important NPC sprite for Venderman. At least I assume. Look at his goggle. I told you so many times, your ears are too soft. You grip on the frame so hard every time you feel your glasses sliding down, that you break and change their shape. So of course the lens won't stay in place. I mean, I feel like in a world like Terra, they should have figured out glasses for people with, animal ears. Let me have a look. It's because they gave you such a heavy pair to wear. But I found a better method, look! The little Susanna pulls out 2 leaves from behind her, touches the stems on her ears with the tips resting on her nose bridge. Glasses of cream, fashioned with leaves. Ta-da! What do you think? Can you see with them? I can! Weenie! Just face the sun like this. And then she was blind. Child goes over to Noel and puts 2 leaves on his eyes. Noel's vision is filled with a verdant queen. Alright, kid, you... Just look! Leaf veins. The sunlight at noon, the force is not very strong, but it's enough to shine through the thin leaves and reveal the interlaced veins, clear for all to see. How is it? You can see, right? You won't see anything interesting with that frown always on your face, Uncle Noel. Or let him just be depressed. He stares blankly at the sun, with the leaves covering his eyes. I can't see anything at all. But I know of a story from Jan of the East. A tale of missing the forest for the leaves. Not listening. It's not time for history class. Yes, boring as ever, Uncle Noel. I know I'm starting to understand why he's depressed. The child with the glasses made of leaves comes and goes like a breeze, and disappears into the distant camp in the blink of an eye. It's the Union POV. Seems like you don't get along with the children, Mr. Noble. If it isn't Talala, done with work. I told that story to my son once. However, he didn't like hearing my stories either. Man must suck at storytelling. Or maybe he just actually should read some fairy tales to them instead. Maybe I'm just not suited for it. You have an abundance of experience, if you only know it from a smattering of phrases. An average downward Victorian optometrist who fled here after his shop was taken away from his amidst the war. He sympathized with the fact that we are being discriminated against, and so chose to join their group and help out a little with his abilities. You have always displayed a respectable character, ever since I got to know you, Mr. Noble. But it's because of that Please speak your mind, Talala. I'm just curious why a long-lived like you would deign to conceal your identity and do such significant things. I noticed. Of course. This is still much better than the worst-case scenario I thought of. I thought you were dead. However, you can deny it. I will speak of it no more. I'll tell 9 though. I won't. Noel smiles, plucks a leaf and fiddles with it. There are actually many Victorians who I'm well acquainted with, that know my identity. I only wish to avoid scaring my travel companions. But I'd like to correct you on one point, Talala. I'm not deigning to act like this. My longevity aside, I doubt I'm any more talented than ordinary people. The long-lived gain the longevity to different means, as diverse as the original arts they use. So what you're saying is if the box chooses me, I can just become immortal. Do I just need to find the two arts? But we aren't always influential figures, Talala. In fact, much more interested in your story. A descendant of the Red Dragon, founder of Reunion, and a leader of the infected movement that took off in Ursus. I think you'll still act so shrewdly towards the so-called long-lived? Who exactly are you, Mr. Novel? Just some guy in the forest. 150 years ago, I was telling my third son the fables I learned from my travels in Yan. He left my side from impatience. Man, actually, being immortal must suck so much, especially if everyone around you is not, and I assume your offspring won't be and stuff like that. It must be so depressing to see just the death of your children, like even grandchildren and so on later on. And as I stood before his granddaughter's granddaughter, I was once again a stranger in a large family. So now I harbor anger and pain inside me. Giving up entirely on both family and love, to try to locate the villain hiding in Victoria who manipulated my fate. I spent the last century researching the long-liveds, the gods, the masterminds, the immemorials, and myself. I tried to benefit from the system of nobility, to hold my original arts, accumulate wealth, and exchange it for secrets. I mean, honestly, if you are struggling and poor while being a long-lived, it's just over. Okay, I'll just invest 1 gold coin and wait 200 years. I tried every method you can fathom to get closer to the truth. I haven't been successful at all. I didn't manage to become nobility or wealthy. I only had a little shop. That's all I really had. Combat abilities wise, I might not even be able to defeat Mr. Guard. Okay, Guard is goated, okay? Time has only taught me to recognize the reality that I hold no talents at all. I had a talent to be immortal, but then I realized I suck at everything else. Cursed to be insignificant for the rest of my life. That's the story of an ordinary person, Talala. This tale I can freely share with you. Noel tops the leaves that were in his hand, and the thief blows them far away. He dusts himself off and picks up his suitcase once more. Please, rest assured I hold no ill intent towards you all. I only wish to find the hands of fate that curse me. She hides behind the country, reading her monarch as her cloth in the city-state, her chessboard. Was it Felisa? She merely looks up in everything labeled Victoria with a cold gaze. If needed, Victoria can even be destroyed and rebuilt, and topped off with a new flag after. How can I believe she isn't involved in our current turmoil of absurdity? She's definitely hiding within the Dukes. Oh, okay, it must be somebody else then. But who the hell are you talking of? Watching the sarcasm, Victorians engage in mutual slaughter. Bloodshed and sacrifice are merely heartless parameters and indicators to hear. Perhaps you might have been manipulated by a similar pair of hands before. You have royal blood running to your veins after all. She has no reason to let you nor Alistair's daughter go. Me? I do know another conspirator, but he doesn't deserve to be called a god. Nor can he manipulate my fate. But that's exactly how they live on, Talala. I want to know how to kill them. Okay, you just need to get a Mia. Or perhaps how to kill myself. Okay, you just get a dagger. It's getting late. I need to fix the little Susanna's glasses. Mr. Norval, you... Allah. The reason why I willingly tell you all of this. Why I joined Reunion. Do forgive my selfishness. It is due to the intuition I've honed by the exocentury I've lived. You too have resisted such a predetermined fate. All of you here have. That's not ominous. That was one hell of a cutscene. That's like a 50-50. This takes the longest while, isn't it? I'm out of Silent Hill. Let's end it here. That's a good excuse. Let's see who else is streaming. I know Arxati would maybe stream today. We can find someone for sure. Are you streaming? Shay is streaming. That's cool. I guess we can look at Ali. He's playing Forza. I heard people being happy about that game. Man, it has been years since I played a racing game. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see when I do play more of the story, but sometime next week for sure. I guess there will also be probably more strongholding for sure. But there will be Arknights. Yippee! But tomorrow I will play Endless Alice with Archimongus. And then I should have a schedule again for a week. Yippee! Right. Thanks for being around and bye bye.